Hello everyone, and welcome to Sunkissed, a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition campaign that we are starting and has gone perfectly fine, as it always does. We're going to jump right into it, but before we do, this is played with the lovely players, Hydra, Tashnar, Gaming FTL, and OMG Vandy. Their links will be in the description of the video, so if you want to go give them a follow, I appreciate it massively. Okay, so first we'll have a little intro to the setting, give you an idea of what you will be facing as we go forward, and then we'll get into it and see who has the unfortunate luck of being first. So, we fade in on a cityscape. Not large by any standards, but healthy and vibrant enough. Nestled on the edge of a deep forest, with a large river running through it, splitting it in half. The city of Weirgate, positioned not far out of London, but fortunately far enough. It's been quiet and mostly peaceful in Weirgate for many years. The Anarch Baron Bennetts and the Sheriff Herods, for the Camarilla, are on friendly enough terms. Both seeing to the day-to-day running of their domains with very little friction on both sides. On occasion, Prince Holness, who has to be called in every now and then, like for example with the incident about a year back, where a prominent Malkavian, Hamilton Gibbs, was executed for the murder of multiple Camarilla and Anarch Kindred. But even then, the peace persisted. Sunnytown, the poorer area of the city, is presided over by the Anarchs, with warehouses and shopfronts and so forth. Some of it is abandoned and run down. On the other side of the river, you have Flintbridge, Hunter's Walk, and the Maze. The Maze is the oldest section of the city, and all of these are under the domains of the Camarilla. Feeding, of course, requires permission if you're in the domain of either a Camarilla or Anarch individual, or coterie, but travel is permissible all over Weirgate, aside from... Sorry, that makes sense. Travel is permissible all over of Weirgate. The only instance where you should seek permission is if you intend to settle in an area or come with a group for more than one night. So you can travel as a group, but if you intend to settle down for a night or more, you'll need to get permission from the person who owns the area. Over the recent months and years, events in the city have mostly been without too much note. A few executions, some disciplinary action, a couple of tense moments between factions, and of course, periodic culling of the thin blood population. But, altogether, there's been nothing grand or overly scandalous for decades. Times do change, however, and eventually, even the decadent evolve or decay. Things have been stirring all over the United Kingdom, and London is worryingly and maybe deathly silent. Hopefully, it will all blow over soon. So, we will fade in to a pet groomery, I believe is what it is. It's like a mix of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's, where you go to get your pets groomed.
Groomers?
The groomers?
Yeah, I guess it's groomers then, yeah. We fade into a groomers, where people take their pets to be cleaned, washed, even trained every now and then. This is the haven of a Camarilla Bruja called Winono Depona. He is known across the city as a Kindred who takes in newly turned vampires, newly turned Kindred, and helps them acclimatize to the situation. especially when their sires don't want them, or abandon them, or they never know who their sires are. There have been occasions where a newly turned kindred is immediately executed, but for the most part, the sheriff is quite easygoing, and with the prince away from the city and out in the country somewhere, living a decadent life, the sheriff is left to preside over most of the laws. So, in the main part of the groomers, you have, obviously it's closed now because it's nighttime, but you have dogs being permed and shampooed and all that type of thing. And then it goes into the back. There is a stairs going up to a loft where we have a whole load of assorted artifacts and furniture pieces, and then a little cubby hole where there is someone just waking up as the sun goes down. And that is Chrys. Would you like to detail a little bit about Chrys?
She's fairly grumpy about the situation.
Yep.
So Chrys is quite new, not so shiny. Why am I first, Sheepy? Thanks.
Sorry, I was either going upstairs or downstairs, and I ended up going upstairs.
Thanks. Yeah. So, right. Panicked. That's fine. So she's not very happy about the situation. She's chilling out in Winnie's place in the loft space. He has been quite nice, although she's potentially still grumpy at him. Let's be honest. She's quite athletic looking and practical in some ways. So she's just gonna get ready for the day and mooch around.
It's been a few days since you've eaten. You're still getting used to the fact that you have to go out and find blood to keep yourself.
Yeah, she makes a cup of tea and she's like,
Yeah. I mean, if you would like to rouse your blood, you can drink the tea, and you do know that, but it does run the risk of making you hungrier.
No, I'll just be sad and grumpy.
Yeah.
Even grumpier.
So we have Chrys sitting on her, probably sitting on a mattress or something, tucked away in a corner of this loft, and probably delaying getting up and going downstairs to see who else is about. So we'll head downstairs ourselves while Chrys is procrastinating.
Brooding.
Down in the basement, there is a large area with like a table tennis table. It's got a lot of different books and papers on it, all kind of strewn about. There is no filing system. A big kind of common area. Pretty Spartan, not too much there. A few chairs, a table, and one beanbag, like beanbag chair, and a couple of rooms, maybe like 5 or 6, that are very small, very, very basic, which probably hurts deeply one of the people who's just woken up from their sleep, which is Tess. Tess, would you like to do a quick introduction?
Tess is a half Japanese, half Canadian woman who was also fairly recently turned. She is also fairly athletic, but she basically has 2 moods. She's either like sloppy as all hell, like sweatpants, big baggy like sweater, or she's dressed to the nines and like all shimmery kind of dressed up. And when she's waking up, she's looking over and trying to find a remaining like bit of burger
Yeah.
that's on the table because she wants breakfast. and she finds like a tiny bit, and she's just like, ah. Morning. Good night. I'm still not getting used to it.
From
No.
Oh, actually, from the room next to you, you do hear like a little clunk, but that's where Saturday lives, or sleeps at the very least. And Saturday came in probably about 2 weeks ago and has just been holed up in his room. He is very drawn, very pale, very, very messy. He wears like usually just white shirt and basic jeans. And I think he's probably said a couple of words to you in terms of like thanks if you pass him something, or give if he wants something. He's very strange, not really social. The other person who lives here is the person who, I guess you'd consider him maybe the leader of your coterie, or like the den mother of your group. Tess, obviously about 6 months ago, you were dropped here by Michael, who proceeded to jet off back to Italy. And Chrys, you were brought in front of the Camarilla because you were just turned and dumped. And you think probably... Okay, let's have our first roll, actually. Why not? Chrys,
Okay.
if you could roll me... Let's have a look here. It would be politics and intelligence. Do you need to know how to do the rolls, or are you
I
eager?
see politics.
Yep.
I'll just press that button.
And then
yeah,
drop
and then
down...
it pops up on. Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Okay. You're not sure why they let you live. You know, you don't know too much about the situation in the city. You're still learning about Kindred and being a vampire. You're still not sure whether you call them Kindred or vampires even. But, yeah, Winona offered you a place to stay once you weren't executed. You found out later, if you don't have a sire, if you don't have anyone to kind of vouch for you, and you're a newly turned Kindred, you tend to just get disposed of. Even here, where they're fairly liberal, fairly easygoing with the rules. But yeah. So you just got dumped here in the end, and you've been acclimatizing to the situation.
Healing up a little bit.
And I think at this point, you do hear a few barks and maybe even a meow, both of you, kind of coming from the middle floor. You know that Winnie has a tendency to train animals for, you know, like rent and just like everyday money. He's very well known around the city for being able to train animals well and keep, you know, like send them back to their owners well behaved. A little cowed maybe, but well behaved. And you probably hear Winnie shout out that it's time to come down or come out and gather round. But, well, incidentally, do both of you come out and come down?
Oh yeah.
I
probably
sigh
like
a lot though.
I definitely like hop up, kind of knock on whatever the door is of Saturday. Like,
Yeah.
Saturday, man, let's go. And then I'll like put on a big baggy sweater and just like hobble downstairs, just with my last bit of burger.
Yeah.
It's so good when it's cold.
Fine.
And then like stomping down the loft stairs down to the basement. Okay. We'll come back to that.
I immediately go to the fridge and see if I can find like something else to eat.
Yeah, there would be like some microwave pizzas probably, and maybe
Fuck yeah.
some microwavable fries, like that type of thing. Just because Winnie knows that you do eat, and he probably is prepared for that.
Mm-hmm.
I miss pizza.
Oh, man, me too. Every night.
Cheese.
I just... Oh, so good. You really can't eat this stuff?
Do you want to clean up my vomit? Because it's gonna happen.
And
Man, that sucks.
at that point, Winnie comes out of his own personal bolt hole in the side and says, "So, you have both been with us for a while, and you are both doing well. Chrys, you are still hesitant to go out and feed regularly. Tess, you've been doing well.
I like eating.
You don't tidy up after yourself when you eat, but you do well.
This is like minor details. It's fine.
However, you haven't been out hunting for a while, and I do not want any more of my things broken. So tonight, I want you both to go out and sate your hunger."
Ooh, Chris, we're having a girls' night. Mm-hmm.
Like, together?
It is up to you.
Come on. I'll dress you up. We'll go to the club. We'll pick up some nice, fresh bits of meat. Mm-hmm.
I need to look after Saturday, and I feel like your presence will not help his progress.
He is moody.
That's rude. I feel like I'm a delight.
You're not.
Rude.
Plus, it will be a wonderful chance for you both to bond, seeing as you may still be living with each other for a while. And you can't stay in your attic forever.
Most of the time.
I still don't know why you don't want to go out. There's so much out there.
I am very hungry.
Well, come on. I got some extra dresses. You're like
They're
almost
not
my
practical.
size. Practical? Please, just... God, I'll give you like an extra little like leg slit or something so you can run at least. It's
Sorry.
fine.
Unless Chrys resists the the clothing thing.
She is hungry.
Yeah. We will say that you both get changed into something appropriate for the club or a bar. I'm assuming that's where you're taking her, Tess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to a favorite club.
Mm-hmm.
And I particularly like to feed on very specific types of people. I'm trying to remember.
Well, you have a type of people you dislike feeding on.
Oh, right. Yeah, the posers.
Posers.
Not good with posers.
Yeah.
But no, I would be probably taking her to one of my favorite kind of bars / clubs that a lot of people who street race hang out at.
Yes, I have that. That is... That is called Swift's Bar.
Mm-hmm.
And it is out near the second bridge in Hunter's Walk. So it'll take you a little bit of time. For those people who don't have the map immediately up. There it is. It is... There we go. Winnie's salon, let's call it Winnie's salon, is by the F of Flintbridge, down in the bottom left of the city, under the river. Hunter's Walk and Swift's Bar is up the top right of the city, so just around that kind of big dark area next to the river. So it'll probably take you 20 minutes or so to head on up there. I assume neither of you have problem in what I imagine are quite large heels.
Oh yeah, no, I'm driving with big heels.
Oh, you're gonna drive up there?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Chris
I
is
have my
wearing
car.
flats.
Hell yeah.
that's true. You also probably have your own parking spot like right by the bar, so
Yeah.
okay. We will come back to you driving.
Get in, loser. We're going feeding.
But for now, let's switch over to the forest. As someone is waking up in a bolt hole under their camper van. Cassius, how does the dawning of the night look for you?
Cassius kind of like a turtle on its back very slowly rolls out from under his camper van. And just looks around, sees the mist, sees the trees, feels pretty good about himself, and you see him. He is a pretty scruffy, like mid-30s dude with a permanent 5 o'clock shadow and graying hair, and like a scruffy plaid shirt on, and scruffy hair, like those candid photos, authors. That sort of look. And he looks around, he looks a little confused, and then whistles. And then an Irish wolfhound that is equally as scruffy as him just bounds up out of nowhere. He doesn't know where it went.
Oof.
It comes back.
Yeah. He
Conan, shall we go and destroy our enemies? Yes, we will.
And he just like immediately like slumps on the side, and like his back leg goes up. So you know what the dogs do when they expose their genitals? Yeah, immediately.
Yeah.
Belly scratch
Just goes to town, scratching the dog belly, and it's like,
yeah,
we've got to go see Winnie, haven't we? Come on, and dog like gets up instantly, and they're like, let's go.
And
he kind of just
no, go ahead.
No, he just kind of looks around, looks a bit confused for a second, and picks a direction and walks in a straight line.
Okay. I mean, you've been here probably for at least a week, settling in. Have you been into town at all? This is something we didn't really discuss. Have you been into the city at all?
Probably once, maybe twice, just to let people know he's there.
Have you got in contact with Winnie at all, or are you saving that?
I think he's probably sent a message ahead, but he hasn't actually met Winnie yet.
Yeah. Okay. So for those of you who would like to know, seeing as the map is still up, Cassius's kind of area in the woods and the forest is, if you follow the river down to the bottom left, it's just on the right side of the river, close-ish to the edge, but still a fair ways away. And as Cassius walks out through the woods, the mist swells, envelops him. The forest always seems to have some mist. It's a very overgrown, wild, and misty forest. And
yep.
I don't know which way you're walking in, because you just said you walk off, so...
No, neither is the case.
Okay. Well, we will come back to Cassius and see where he's wandered to. But for now...
Or see what direction you go.
Yeah. For now,
if you want,
we will switch scenes over to a movie theater. tucked away in an alley in the poor area of the city, which is Sunnytown, which I keep calling Summertown, so correct me if I get that wrong again, but it's Sunnytown. It's run down, it's abandoned, and someone moved in there and made it their home. With permission, of course. It was one of the rewards he got for solving the case of Hamilton Gibbs. So what's Mac doing, and what's he up to?
Mac is currently sat in the best seat of the house, so sort of like 1/3 of the way up, so it's not too much stress on your neck. Just looking straight ahead at an empty screen right now, just sitting there staring, blank look on his face. Every now and again he laughs a little bit to himself, a little sort of giggle and chuckle, and nods to himself and carries on.
It's mostly quite quiet around here. The area, as well as the movie theater itself, every now and then there's like a clunk or, you know, like a soft movement as something falls over or like hits the floor. You know, sometimes you come back, think like chairs have been moved and things like that. You're used to this now. I don't know how much contact you've had with the other person who lives here, but I'll let you decide that as we go. And of course you have the kids outside. You hear them shouting every now and then. Occasionally there are sirens and you know, running footsteps. I imagine every now and then they do duck into the theater and just hide in like a closet or something.
Yeah, I'd chase him out, unless I wanted something, but yeah, most likely.
So, yeah, as Marlowe is sitting there, you do go over your current jobs, your current, you know, engagements that people have had for you. And
I assume I've got a little notepad journal I keep to myself with a few sort of notes and scribblings of...
I mean, yeah, after a while, there's only so many times you can enjoy the same scene as it replays.
So good, but yeah.
Yeah,
I have a little look through my book. Do I see anything that sort of strikes me as particularly interesting? Like,
so yes, there are a couple of ones. There is a request from Herr Bastian. He's part of the Camarilla. Roll me a politics intelligence. Yeah. Apparently that's what we're doing for the beginning. Everyone just needs intelligence and politics, and I think only one person has it, and he's lost in the woods.
I mean, I've got some intelligence at least.
Yeah. You know, he is kind of important in the Camarilla. You are not sure why, or even his clan affiliation. But he has a cafe in Flintbridge. It's a high-end cafe, very posh. It's called the Tiny Nip, which implies to you that he's quite old and doesn't understand how words have changed. He has a job for you, which he's put a request through. It came to you. It's something simple. There's a theft from his store, like the back store, you know. So he's got his cafe, and then he's got his kind of Kindred stuff he runs behind. Something got stolen from there about a week or two ago. From your notes, it says he suspects it has something to do with Thin Bloods. Because they've been growing in population again. After the last cull was about 5 years ago, when there was like a couple of grisly murders and people getting suspicious, so they just culled out the Thin Bloods a little bit. But yeah, so that's one of the requests you have currently. The other one is from Mr. Clay. Again, he's part of the Camarilla. Unless you'd like to roll your politics again, I'll just go off that roll for this as well.
Let's go with that one.
You do know he's a Nosferatu. You don't know where he lives or really much about him aside from the fact that he, as far as you can tell, he tends to run the Nosferatu section of the Camarilla. He wants you to look into some of the Kine, also known as human gangs in the city, because they've been seen in a couple of places when things have happened. He's very, very vague about it, and basically it all boils down to he has a bit of a bad feeling. That's the best he can give you. And then finally, the sheriff, who pretty much runs the city, his name is Edmund Herod. Again, you don't know that much about him, not even his clan this time. But he wants you to go and this isn't even a job actually, this is just a request from the sheriff. He wants you to go and check in with the new Kindred who have been turned recently. Just make sure that they're all living, keeping the Masquerade, all of those type of things.
Okay. Those are my options. I'll fold up my paper I've got on my seat beside me, place it under my arm, stand up, give a round of applause for a few moments, standing ovation, and holding out my notepad in my hand, I'm just going to circle the word nip, question mark by it. I'm going to head out. As I do, I'm going to assume that I've spoken to Jim, maybe like from behind the curtain or something. Like I've heard a voice at some point, and I've assumed that there's someone else here, but it wouldn't really occur to me to really care much about that. But as I go to leave, I shout toward him, "Hey Jim, try to lock up when I'm heading out. Do you want anything?" Any response?
Not really.
Okay. Suit yourself. And I'll head out.
Okay. You walk to the entrance of the theater, which opens out onto the street. The doors open for you as you get to them.
Nice. Electric. Are they electric? No.
I don't think you know, and
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew this place was good. Cool. Let's go.
Okay.
Do they close behind me as well?
They close behind you, and you also hear them lock.
Nice. I wonder how I open it again. Yeah, I'll cross that later. Let's go.
I mean, you do have a key for the place, so.
Ah, that'll do. Yeah, sure. And I'll go on a stroll.
Okay. Where are you heading?
How far away is the Nip Cafe?
The Nip is in the posh part, which is Hunter's Walk. It's probably down the main street, so
in that case, Mac's gonna get his tie and start to like hazily try and do it up. It looks bad. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, fine. Smarten up a little bit. Let's go. Look sharp.
Okay.
I'll mainly go through back alleys as I go there, like avoiding main roads. I don't want to keep to myself, even if it is like I'm assuming it's late.
It's early on in the night, so it's probably around like 11, maybe crawling towards midnight.
If there's any like young socialites, I'm definitely going around alleys to avoid them.
There will be once you cross the river and go into Hunter's Walk. Then there will be, yeah. Probably some of them driving loud, expensive cars.
Sounds good.
So, as you walk, I presume that Marlowe would probably talk to himself a little bit.
Absolutely, the whole way there, most likely.
Okay. So, what does he talk about?
What was the name of the place? The Tiny Nip.
The Tiny Nip.
I was headed to the Tiny Nip. Something had gone missing. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know who took it. That was kind of the point I was taking this case for. Presumably to try and find out. Hopefully I get to stab someone, though. That'll make things more interesting, at least. Oh, look, a penny. It's dark outside. Nice.
And then, as he walks off into the city, the scene fades, and he's still talking to himself. Okay. Let's head back and see how our two friends in the car are doing, Kris and Tess. Tess.
Oh my god, okay. So, you gotta go to the bartender there. I really hope the really cute one's there. But you just gotta avoid, like, there's some new kind of posers that have come in, and I'm just not a fan. Also, they taste so bad. I can't even. It's disgusting.
You're muted.
No, I'm not. I'm just quiet.
Oh,
God.
sorry.
What? Why do they taste so bad?
Oh my
Are
god.
you just picky? I see
Well-
what you eat.
What do you mean? I eat, like, the best stuff. And quite frankly, trust me, you don't want to try them. They taste like just soured. Ugh. I can't. Basically, whatever the feel is that you get when you, like, even smell, like, the best burger in town, which I honestly don't get, that's what the posers taste like to me. Just disgusting. I can't. If I was in a room full of posers and I hadn't eaten in, like, a week, I would starve.
Okay.
Or you don't need to put your seatbelt on, honey. You're fine.
Tess, how fast are you driving? And how quickly do you want to get there?
Basically, I mean, I really like driving, and I'm a street racer. So the minute I say, "Oh, you don't need to put your seatbelt on," I, like, floor it, and like, we're like around,
So,
just
Kris
around the
definitely
bend
had
and going.
Yeah. It's probably like a harness, right? If you're in a Speedy McGee car, no? Or is it a normal seat?
I think I'd probably have it for the passenger seat just in case, but I definitely don't have one. Like, there's no seatbelt on mine.
Kris definitely has hers on. Yeah.
I was like, no, you don't even need that. Looks fine. Look.
So, would you like me to describe the car, or would you like to?
You could actually, yeah, if you want to go ahead and describe it, I can add any details.
So, the car is a sports car. One of those kind of very slick, long, and quite, low down cars. Convertible. It is hot pink, like just radioactive pink. And there is just beautiful detailed art all along the side of it and over the hood. It's got like pink flames licking up with like white and yellow around it. On the side there's probably like some probably some badass female anime character just like, striking a pose, like kicking open the door or something like that over the back wheel. And then it's got the little racing spoiler bit at the back that like hooks up like that.
Oh, and the license plate says tequila on it.
Yeah.
So it's rad. The inside's all pink. It's like pink and black. It's got like the rim lights and everything. It is souped up to shit. It's hot.
Kris,
It's hot.
how do you feel about the car?
I hate it.
Yeah.
Know it.
I hate it.
Oh,
So I was thinking,
God.
could you have picked a more obnoxious car?
I don't know what you're talking about. This is like the hottest car in the entire city. Actually, not even the city, the country. Please. You think anyone else has a car like this?
No, I don't. For good reason.
Yeah, for good reason. Because they can't rock this shit like I can. So I'm like zooming.
Let's get a drive dexterity. Not to see like if you crash or anything like that, just to see how well you're driving. Like how...
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So that is
Sweet.
3 successes. If you wish, you can re-roll them. You can re-roll 2.
Mhm.
But I'll let you know now, that's perfectly fine to get you there probably ahead of time.
Yeah, so how many successes like do I need realistically?
It depends on the difficulty. When you're just driving around town, around the city,
Okay.
you'll need like 1 success to just get from A to B. If you're in a
Okay, yeah.
chase and you're doing like a jump or something, you might need like 3 or 4.
Okay. In this case, I'll stick with this. That's fine.
Yeah. You maybe, as you turn a couple of corners, you maybe do like a little drift and thing just to freak Chrys out.
Oh yeah.
But you pull up in the parking lot next to... Cheapy has forgotten the name of this place.
The
Swift's
oh my
Bar.
God. Swift's
Yeah,
bar.
Swift's Bar.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I'd probably like spin it backwards and back it in like really fast into the parking spot and just
I mean, there are people there at the, you know, at the outside, you know, obviously it's a very high-end bar. It's got the you know, the lights coming out, like every now and then there's like flashes of light as like a spotlight flies around. A lot of people standing outside it, and obviously they see you do this when you like swing in and, you know, park your car. And you can hear, I believe it's this one. Little music coming out of the...
home sweet home. All right, get out of the car. We gotta go and like talk to people for a little bit.
And there's a couple of bouncers on the front of the door. Obviously, you can't just let anyone in. Tess steps out. I imagine that classic like movie scene where it's like
The
leg
leg
like
out?
slides out and there's like a slit in the dress and just super fucking fabulous.
It's like the Angelina Jolie dress where the slit is like super high. It's
Yeah.
like that, but
Yeah.
it's a shorter skirt and it's got glitter. I tried to get a similar one for Chrys.
Yeah.
But
She's
Chrys wanted
definitely
it a little
wearing
longer.
a play suit with like shorts, play suit.
Okay.
Then
I gave you
Right.
wedges to be nice. Even though I hate them.
Oh,
My
there
least favorite shoes.
that's like the shoe that's not a heel.
it's not stiletto,
just...
it has a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a heel, but yeah, it's the whole thing. They're easier to walk in. So I'm trying to baby step her up to, you know, the big old stiletto Louboutins, you know?
Yeah.
Chrys agreed because they're quite hefty and she could probably hit someone over the head with it.
Oh yeah. And they're like a starting blocks if you need to run.
Yeah, but I'd probably step out. I'd like wait for Chrys to get out of the car. It's like,
How do you get out the car, Chrys?
I nearly fall out of the car because it's so low down.
Yeah.
Very impractical.
really graceful, Chrys. We're gonna need to work on your exit.
Yeah.
There's like the what's it called, doors?
The side opening, like they
Yeah.
slide up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
so I
uses
probably
the
just
roof to like stand up.
Do you?
Oh my god, don't do that. What are you?
Do you
Just
have
use your legs?
do you have under the car lights? You know, like those neon lights that. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Oh yeah, they're like shimmering. They're like really fancy. So normally they're just like one color, but these ones are like they're like gradient, kind of like flexing down. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, the gull wing doors. Yeah, that's it. So I probably just like hop out the car, just kind of like tap the gull wing door to make it go down, And yeah, and then I guess I'm just like walking up to the bouncers and just be like, "Hi, boys."
Tess, what a pleasure to have you back once again. As always, the place is yours. Boss's orders.
Wonderful. Have them prepare a few drinks, bring them to the back table. This is my friend Chrys. She's new, but she's with me.
Well, she doesn't look precisely what we expect for here, but if she's with you, like I'm not gonna make this is cheapy now. I'm not gonna make you roll to persuade them because this is your place. You know, like this is where you always come. So, but just know that if she was dressed a little bit worse, or how Chrys would actually want to be dressed, you would probably have to persuade them even still.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm sure. Just, she's a work in progress.
I understand.
Yeah, I might get her to switch into something a little nicer that I have in the back, but you know,
Well,
we'll tip the lights a little lower today.
of course. Your booth is ready. Your drinks will be over shortly. Would you like anything else? Burger, anything like that?
Punch in the tea.
Ooh. Maybe like, oh, can you get me chicken nuggets?
Yes, of course.
Oh, wonderful. Ketchup and sweet and sour sauce, and then also like a chipotle mayo. Just like a whole bunch. Yeah.
Right away.
Oh, and chopsticks. Thanks. And
Of
I'll
course.
just like walk in.
And then you, as you say thanks, you do that kind of like tail off as you're walking, like thanks.
Bye.
And-
like,
Chrys, you see Tess walk in, and before you get a chance to follow her, one of the bouncers immediately runs off down the street, presumably to go and get the stuff that she just ordered, because they don't have a cook here.
I will just very annoyedly is a word now, walk
Yep.
in like,
Okay. Inside, there is a long bar with multiple bartenders. A lot of them, like, you know, shaking cocktails, you know, pouring out like things like martinis and like the big fruity cocktails that I never know what's in them, but I kind of want to drink them.
just a lot of sugar. So much sugar.
hides the vodka very well.
The people in here seem to be rich. Not necessarily like upper class, but just people with a lot of money. People who are able to go out for a night out and spend 200 quid on drinks. Kind of people that we all just hate in reality. But yeah, they're, you know, there's quite a few of them just dancing out on the dance floor. It's a reasonably small little dance floor. The place isn't massive, but the majority of them are sitting around, talking to each other. The music isn't, you know, deafening. It's a bar, it's not a club. And I imagine Tess goes straight to her booth, which is mostly kept open, just in case you want to turn up.
Yep.
It's one of those kind of like, you get them at restaurants sometimes. They're like the kind of leather seats with the backs and then like a table in between if you need a table.
It'd probably be pretty low because I'd probably, if I came in there, I'd probably want to switch it to a little bit more of a Japanese style. Like just have them a little lower so it's like more just sitting on the ground kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
But it almost like maybe feels out of place, like this one booth.
It's just, you've had it customed, so like this one
Like,
has like, it has seats, but the seats like meld into the ground, like that's how low they are. And then
Yeah,
the
pretty
table's
much.
like been lowered as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
So I can
yeah.
like sit cross-legged and just like,
Is this a safety risk for the dancers?
safety risk. Chrys, how old are you? You're talking like my grandmother would.
Safety's
rest her soul.
important.
Well, sit down. I mean, we're gonna get drinks and stuff, and I don't know. Do you want anything?
As you say that, a couple of like huge fruity cocktails like slam down on the table. One of the waiters.
Yes, I take both and I start drinking both. Like, oh, I love this. Oh.
Incidentally,
Man.
one of the things you'll have noticed as well is they don't take drinks to people at the tables. Like, people have to go up to the bar to order. So
Yeah, that's perfect.
Well, Chrys is gonna flop onto one of the chairs in the corner, and as far in the corner as she can get.
okay.
If I see her flopping, I'm just like, no, legs together, legs together. Oh my god.
I have shorts on.
Yeah, I know, but like, it's
Well, I'm
just...
sat. Look, you wanted me to sit. I'm sat down.
It's not ladylike. Put your legs, like, cross them.
Okay, so my question before we continue, Tess, when you came in, how are you coming in like full blown wanting people to notice you to
Yeah.
take a okay.
Yeah, because I'm hungry, so I'm trying to see like who would come over, and then I can just take a pick and see if I'm like, well,
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know, maybe this one. It's like a walking buffet, really.
So would you like to be using ore?
Yes, actually, that's a good idea.
Hmm.
Ooh, yes. So how do I use that?
I don't believe there's a rouse check for ore.
Okay.
So you literally just switch it on, and it adds
Okay.
presence to your basically most of your charisma, especially like performance and persuasion type abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Which will also go on with your looks in these type of things. So let me just have a look here. I think this will probably be... I think this would be performance and charisma. And then...
Performance and charisma? Okay.
It would be performance and charisma, and then you get 4 dice for your looks, and 2 dice for your ore presence. So that's performance, charisma, plus 6.
6 in modifiers? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
It's a 4?
That is 4, yeah. 4 successes.
That feels low.
Oof, I mean, it's
You
low
thought Chrys
compared
that
to the
would be.
9 dice that you rolled.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I got how many ones here?
You did get quite
I
a few
got
ones, yeah.
3 ones. Ugh.
But in this place where you're already known, all you need is like a 2 to have like half of the bar being like, oh my god, it's Tess. You know, it's Tess Aquila, all that type of thing. So with 4, I'd say maybe a couple of people who are too drunk don't notice you, but even the dancers stop dancing for maybe 10 seconds while you like stride to your booth and just sit down. And then, you know, after about 10 seconds, everyone just kind of slowly picks it back up. Like, there's still furtive glances. There's a lot of that stuff. I'd say probably you don't get hit on directly that much, because it is very much a case of like, there's no point, she's too hot, kind of thing.
Oh.
But, you know, people get drunk and stupid. Every now and then someone's like, ah, fuck it, I'll risk it.
Oh man. If somebody comes up and does that, I'd probably just be like, have you met Chrys? She's great.
Hello.
What?
What's your name, sweetie?
Sorry, I was like coming up with a name, and the first thing that jumped into my head was
Don't
Josh.
say Lonnie. Oh.
No, it was Josh. Yeah, and I was like, I can't do that to Josh.
Chad. Come on. It's
Jack.
always Chad.
Yeah, it's Jack.
Jack?
It's Jack. Yeah.
Okay. Jack, you should hang out with my friend Chrys. She's kind of cool. She's new. You should hang out with her.
Of course. No. Yeah. Are you sitting here too?
Chrys?
I'm clearly sat here. It's a stupid question.
Okay,
Oh my
well,
God.
if you don't mind, I'll just, and he like,
No.
No?
It's okay. You guys can go to the bar together.
I could use another drink. I think I'm sobering up.
Yeah, I think you could. Chrys, there's a room in the back if you wanna, if you're thirsty.
Yeah, I'll go. I know a quiet bar in the room in the back, Jack.
Really? This is like my second time here. I haven't really
Mm-hmm.
know about that.
Yeah, well, she just told me about it. So,
Okay.
do you want to go?
Sure,
there?
yeah. If it's fine with me.
I will grab his wrist
Okay.
and lead him across through all the.
You will not need like a strength or anything like that. He's drunk and not completely aware of what's happening. So, and you're gonna drag him into the.
Lead. It's not dragging.
Sorry, you're going to lead him into the like little back area.
Yep.
I'll probably just be like, bye. Have fun.
So, my first question is, Tess, is this a legitimate place which you've organized with the owner so that you can feed privately?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
I was wondering if you were just tricking Chrys and being like, oh yeah, you could, and then someone's like, this isn't the toilet, and oh my god. Oh, no.
No, this would be like, I would specifically have set something up because
Yeah.
this would be a natural kind of hangout spot.
Mm.
At the same time, in a case where I could feed comfortably, it would be like somewhere like here.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
So, Chrys, you, there's probably no one on the door because it's just like a private spot. So you just open it up. It's very, very simple. It's just like a couch and just like a small little room. Got a lock on the inside, obviously. And you lead him in there. And he's like, wow, it's like a makeout couch, right?
Yeah. Right.
Oh my
Sit
god.
down, then.
Okay. He's like he stumbles over and then collapses onto. He's like, I feel like I'm getting a lap dance.
Yeah. No. Just. I actually don't know where I'm going with this. This
Okay.
is ridiculous.
Well, it's cool. It's your first feeding. Well, it's Tash's first feeding. It's not Chris's, but you do things very, very differently usually. You have a tendency.
Weird for her.
Yeah, I believe you have a tendency. Like your preference is jumping someone in an alleyway. So
It's nice and surprising. Don't have to talk to them first.
yeah.
Okay. I genuinely don't know where to go here. I just got him sat on a chair. I'm gonna sit next to him. Chrys
Okay.
sits down.
He arm back like, well, this is very comfy, isn't it? Keep in mind he's quite drunk.
He's very drunk.
And also just for anyone who doesn't know Vampire the Masquerade, and also for our players who are new to feeding and this type of thing. So the way feeding works is it's a pleasurable, like, bliss feeling when you bite someone and start drinking their blood. They tend to be fairly fuzzy and unsure of what happened after you've finished feeding off them. And you can, in general, leave them, and they'll kind of like come to their senses a few minutes later, and be like, whoa, that was weird, what happened, that kind of thing. So you don't have to be, you don't have to worry about people being like, oh, I was bit by a vampire. But, like you do have to be careful about people seeing you, that type of thing.
Well, Chrys is normally she boops them on the head and then
Yeah.
bites them, so she's a bit
And
situation.
also you once you've bitten them, to get rid of the marks, to heal it up, you lick the wound and it goes away. So that's the basics of what you need to know. In terms of Chrys, for me to assist you along this a little bit, you don't have to be like, it varies from vampire game to vampire game, but you don't have to like go into massive detail. You can, if you want to be more vague, you can just be like, and then I, try and bite him more.
Well, I'm going to assume he's going to like try and snuggle up on the sofa.
Yeah, he's kind of done that a little bit.
And she's just like, oh.
So, I imagine what happens actually is, you kind of like shift slightly to face him in the sense of, like, I'm getting ready to bite you. He shifts to face you and like, yeah, let's make out. And as he goes in, you just like grab the side of his head and just bite. Which won't require any type of roll in this situation, because you're taking him by surprise, you are quite strong, and he's extremely drunk. So, in this situation, incidentally, all of you would be on at least 2 hunger, just FYI. In this situation, you can choose how much blood to take. If you want to kill them, you can go down to 0 hunger, and they will be dead. In a situation like this, probably not a great idea, but, just to let you know. So I will ask you, Chrys, would you like to drink him completely?
No. Just
Okay.
so he'll go with sleepy time.
All right. You drain him of some blood. You aren't massively hungry. It has been a few days since you've eaten. You do need to, top up a little bit. So you drain him of some blood, and then like, you hear him kind of like vaguely, like making vague noises. And then when you pull back, and I assume you want to lick the wound, his eyes are vacant. He's very unclear. They're unfocused. It's like he's in a dream. Would you like to just leave him there?
I'm just going to pat him on the head.
Okay.
And I'll leave, but I'll close the door behind me.
Okay. As you drink, you do feel like it's very slightly from usual. It's a bit warmer. It's a bit more warming. And you do feel this kind of like very slight buzz. Like when you were human and you got drunk, it feels a little bit like that. It's not, because you didn't take that much blood, you're not going to get like actually drunk, but yeah. And another fun fact, if you drink the blood of someone who's drunk, you can get drunk.
Right, well, Chrys will head back to the table with Tess.
Which might have been specifically why Tess gave her that one.
Yeah.
Like, loosen
A bit
up.
rosy cheeked, shall we say?
Yeah, I'd say you're feeling a bit more relaxed. If you'd like to not be kind of buzzed, a little bit tipsy, you can roll to,
No.
You're happy to. Okay. So you get back to the table. There are 2 more drinks, 2 empty drinks, and a plate of nuggets. What was it you ordered? Sorry.
Nuggets with 3 different dipping sauces,
Yeah.
and I wanted chopsticks with it.
Yes. So there is just for the kind of meta knowledge for everyone, especially the viewers. There is a place that does nuggets with dipping sauces, all that type of thing. They don't do chopsticks. So this poor bouncer has had to run to the place that does those, and then run to a Chinese like down the street and pick up chopsticks as well, and then come back with them all.
They gave him chopsticks for free?
Well, what you do is
Oh,
you
that's
go
a
to
good.
the-
That's a
We
good.
don't
No, there is
know.
also one of those plastic containers of egg fried rice as well on the table.
Oh, yes. Bonus points.
You just choose the Chinese that has a decent salt and pepper chicken, and then you get chopsticks.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I'd be sitting there just because, I mean, she would have grown up eating with chopsticks anyways.
Yeah.
Being, born in Japan and everything, so she'd probably just be like flipping up the chicken nuggets and just be like, oh, yes, so good.
Yeah.
Just like mowing down chicken nuggets and like just kind of scoping the room at the same time to see like who's the most interesting to her.
Okay. Well, I will say, in terms of growing up in Japan and that type of thing, I imagine Tess, because her dad did a lot of traveling, so I imagine that you quite often went on trips with him, like as a family and like while he's doing business. So you probably went to all the big cities in Europe and probably America as well. And because your mum is from Canada, also probably went to visit family there quite a bit and that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, predominantly raised in Japan.
Yeah, but she's been kind of all over.
Just going forward as well, guys, if you would like to talk about your clans, perfectly fine. So I don't think everyone knows exactly which clans you all are, but yeah, it's not a secret. You may divulge it as you wish.
I think it's pretty obvious for anyone who kind of knows.
Anyone who knows
anything
vampire,
about- Anyone who knows vampires knows that Tess is a Toreador.
yeah.
Very clearly.
You could be a Ventru, maybe. But,
Maybe.
yeah.
Maybe. But no, she's a very she's a Toreador. But yeah. I'd probably see Chrys coming back, be like, with the chicken nuggets, be like, so? Did you have fun?
Nice snack.
They're so cute when they're drunk. All right, now help me pick mine.
What are you in the mood for?
Ooh. Either like a tall, dark, and handsome, like a really just classic, or like a lady who just looks like she's been in the Bahamas for the last like 6 months doing like Instagram modeling.
Roll me a wits awareness.
Wits awareness.
And don't forget, guys, if you have specialities that would help you, you can get extra dice.
Awareness?
Yeah, so awareness and then wits. And take an additional 1 dice on this, because this is your place and you do know it well.
Awareness is second
awareness,
down on
here
the
it is.
third
Gotcha.
column.
Yeah.
Yeah, wits +1. Gotcha. All right.
Tells me that it's not alphabetical.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With 2 successes, you see both. There is a young lady out on the dance floor, just going nuts. Great dancer. She's actually wearing like a very like revealing kind of tank top and short skirt, and you can see like the tan lines where she's got her bikini, and then and then there is also a gentleman at the bar who is probably about 6'3", 6'4", you'd guess.
Perfect.
Like very short, kind of combed hair comes down, like quite thick eyebrows, like heavy lashes, just kind of like just standing there, leaning very so slightly and just looking around. You've noticed both of them check you out at least once.
Sweet. Okay. So I'd probably try to catch the eye of the guy at the bar first.
Okay.
And then just kind of look over at the girl who's dancing and see if he'll like go over to her and then like bring them over. Just real subtle.
Okay.
And if not, then I'll just like grab the bartender and just slip him a drink or something and tell him to come over. I have a backup plan for everything.
Yeah. Okay, roll me an... Because it's subtle, let's say a persuasion charisma and -2.
Okay. -3?
Yeah, okay. He kind of, like, he looks over at you and you catch his eye, probably just like a little, like, you know, slight hand movement to indicate that you're, you know, telling him something. And then you look over to the dance floor where she is the most prominent person on the dance floor. So he notices her and you kind of like, I imagine like a eyebrow lift or just kind of like a
Probably, yeah, just like a quick little head tilt over.
Yeah, like kind of over this way. So he kind of smiles very, very slightly to himself, like downs his drink, which was, you know, one of those tumbler glasses, looked like maybe whiskey or something in his glass, and walks over to the girl, kind of leans down, because she's quite short. She's like 5'4", 5'5". So there's a big disparity in height there for a start. Kind of whispers in her ear, and she like looks up at him kind of confused, and then you see his head turn to you and hers turn, and the confusion kind of shifts to like, ooh, okay. And then they both come over to you. And now I need to come up with 2 names again. God damn it. You always do this to me in
I
games.
know. You're never prepared. You think you'd learn.
I have so many names in my notes right now. Okay.
No, I know.
So-
I honestly wouldn't even like catch their names. I'd probably just start making out with both of them and then like just do the slight, you know, kind of neck kiss light bite on each one.
You'd like to do it subtly where you are? It's reasonably busy. You might be able to like get Chrys up in the way and, you know, kind of like no, look. I don't know, like it would be risky. It depends how risky you want to be. I will say it will require a roll to do it successfully, but it would be manipulation and subterfuge, and it wouldn't be massively difficult to just be kind of like flirting and leaning in and whispering at people and like maybe kissing their necks and that, you know, like hand on the shoulder, and just to like lean in and very quickly like take some from both of them through the course of this flirting.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like Tess is a little bit
Risque.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially in a setting that she's very comfortable in. So she'd probably just, she'd probably just make out with both of them and try to very subtly,
Okay.
you know.
That
like
will
both.
be subterfuge manipulation, please.
All right.
Yep. No, it as I said, it wasn't too difficult. And you take a bit. I'm assuming you don't want to drain either of them completely. You just want enough to sate the hunger to keep you satisfied.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like I want to taste a little bit of the sunshine and a little bit of the dark side. Just.
That's great. Incidentally, you may not catch their names. You may catch their names. I'll leave that up to you. It's Jess and Jackson.
Jess and Jackson. Nice.
Lots of J's in this club tonight.
GP is not very inventive when he's put on the spot.
Lots of J's. Chrys has one of the drinks and is just stirring the straw, looking busy.
If you'd like to notice her feeding, you can give it a shot. It's up to you.
She's just watching the room.
Yeah, not really paying too much attention. Okay. The night goes on. I assume you're not in any hurry to leave.
No, I'd probably, like, after I'm done feeding, I'd probably sit, have a few more drinks. Maybe talk with the owner a little bit. Just say, like, hey, nice to see you, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, the owner does definitely come around at some point to just be like, is everything okay? Do you enjoying your night?
Amazing.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Just always a delight here. Thank you.
Well, as always, if there's literally anything we can do for you, just let me know.
No, you know, I think I'm okay. Chrys, you want anything?
Both of you roll wits awareness.
Oops, nearly did strength awareness.
Ooh, that's not so good. Just a 1.
Okay. Tess, you don't notice anything. Probably because you're so used to his kind of cloying, you know, like, oh, happy to please. Chrys, you do notice that when Tess doesn't immediately say, no, everything's fine, and she's like, his face does shift so slightly to this kind of worried, like, oh god, what is she gonna ask me for, like, visage, until she goes, no, everything's fine, and then he kind of relaxes a bit.
Okay.
So, as the owner, probably slightly relieved, walks off, kind of, like, waving and maybe even bowing very slightly, as you've got... I can kind of imagine Tess with her legs up on the table at this point, like, sprawled over Jess and Jackson a little bit, while Chrys is, like, not awkwardly, because I think she's a little bit buzzed, so probably just a little bit unladylike, slumped in the seat on the other side of the table.
She's just comfortable.
Probably would have opened it up at this point and let people kind of like come in and hang out. Question.
Yeah.
Since we're vampires, is the mirror thing a thing? Like if we take selfies and stuff?
There is a clan that has problems with that, and there are powers that mean you don't show up on electronic surveillance.
Oh.
But none of you have any of those, so you will show up in pictures, selfies,
okay,
mirrors.
I'm taking selfies and stuff, and I'm like, yeah.
Sure.
So.
And we shift back away from the club to, I'm going to assume, still the forest.
Who knows at this point? I was walking in a straight line.
I will leave it up to you where exactly you're going. You probably have enough knowledge of the area, and you don't need to use anything to get out, to get away from...
Yeah. I think what he is doing is just taking a little bit of a slow beginning to his night. Cass sort of saunters around, picks up a big stick, hucks it for the dog, comes back, plays around a little bit, and it's like, I'm hungry. So he is going to attempt to feed.
Okay.
He's going to find himself some food in the forest. And I'd like to use Feral Whispers.
Oh, okay.
To summon up a meal.
I believe that's a rouse check.
I also believe that.
And then I think that's one hunger gained. Wait.
Oh, that's a 10.
That's
It's
a
Wait, what?
No.
It says it's a 3?
It says
what?
hunger success.
Oh no, that's no successes. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay,
that's
yeah, I gain
weird.
I gain hunger, so I'm at hunger 3 now.
Okay.
But I use the power of the blood and kind of focus on the atmosphere of the forest. Cass feels very much in control here. He hears the chirps of the birds. He hears the rustle of the leaves, and just kind of stands still and stretches out his arms, closes his eyes, and listens for a deer. And he just kind of reaches out.
Okay.
Puts out a sub-vocal call.
I believe that's manipulation animal ken?
I believe it's
Or
charisma animalism.
Yeah, charisma animalism, that's it.
I have no bonus. I get 2 successes.
Yeah. There you can sense that there's a few deer kind of dotted around the forest. Obviously the thing that makes it difficult for people to wander into the forest doesn't apply to animals. What's actually roll me an occult intelligence.
Okay.
I think we need to clarify something here.
No, I don't have any occult specialties. Okay, good.
Okay.
Another 2 successes.
Okay. That is enough. So, you probably would have been able to add a caveat into that request you put in to Oh, I'm gonna forget his name off the top of my head now.
Ah, right. Yeah.
Shelby.
Shelby.
Yeah.
Goddamn Shelby.
So when you requested the job from Shelby, if you'd like, you can add a caveat that any animal possessed with vampire kindred blood would have the same effect as like a regular human or
normal natural things.
Yeah.
Need not apply.
It would apply to Conan as well.
Yeah.
So if you take Conan out, you're gonna have to bring him in how you bring in anyone else, which will make things a little more difficult for you. It depends how protected you want your campsite to be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that sounds good to me.
Okay.
Cass is going to summon a deer to him.
Yeah.
And in
You actually
return,
get two.
Oh, I get two.
Yeah. One is a proper antlered stag, and then the other one is like a smaller doe.
Yeah, he tries to get up close and friendly with them, and he probably gets like some sort of kibble out of his pockets.
Oh yeah, yeah.
and puts his hands out, and they feed, and he like pats the doe on the head, but the stag, he grabs it by the antler, pulls it towards him, and like begins to feed.
So, if you don't want to scare the doe away,
Yeah.
this will be a charisma animal, Ken.
Well,
And
the thing is, will the stag be enough for 2 hunger dots?
it will, in your experience, you should be able to sate your hunger on this. And also, you've got 2 hunger, right?
I have 3 hunger because I failed the
yes.
animalism.
It should be enough for 2. You know, you may need to drain it, but most likely not. It is a big thing. But you will probably scare away the doe.
You know what? Let's see if I can keep the doe around.
Okay.
What did you say? Charisma?
Animal Ken.
Okay, yeah. Let's see if I can make
also,
this.
the stag may, resist a little bit if you just grab it, and whereas you may be able to be a bit more
Oh yeah,
gentle
okay.
about it.
He's being subtle about this.
Yeah.
So I will do that. 4 successes.
That is more than enough to successfully feed. As you're drinking, you do feel the cusp of life, like getting closer in the blood. Like the taste is very like it shifts towards that kind of death. You've probably felt it before, even through your life, and unlife. But yeah, like it does get close, but it's not dangerous. Like you manage to sate your hunger. You can go back down to 1 hunger, and yeah, the stag is a little bit woozy after that, and probably will immediately, once you've released him and kind of lessened your cool, will probably immediately like bounce away.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I leave the 2 of them. I give like a slap on the back.
Yeah.
For both of them, and they.
Okay. Yeah.
bounce off into
They
the
kind
forest.
of they like start off, and like the stag is probably like a little bit weak, and it kind of staggers a little bit, like bounces into the other one,
Yep.
and they run off through the trees. The mist swallows them.
Better see what Winnie's up to.
Okay.
Come on, Conan.
And it just kind of trotting along after you, like pretty much because he's yours. He's used to kind of intuiting what you want. So like if you want him at heel, then he will stay at heel as you're walking through. If you want him, you don't need a leash for him or anything like that.
No. I at the moment he's just kind of running free.
Okay.
I'm not like keeping him
Oh,
with
yeah.
me. But when we get closer into town, I will.
Okay. Yeah, he probably at some
just for
point he
appearances.
he sees a hole and it smells of rabbit, and you kind of get that impression from him that he's like, rabbit, and he's like, you know, digging desperately into it, and like, you know, loads of dirt and like flying out. You know,
You're a wolfhound. Have some self-respect.
and he kind of like stops, and then his head like turns around, like looks at you, like, but I wanna
play with the rabbit then. See if I care. Come on.
And like reluctantly, he shifts away from the hole and comes back to kind of trot by you. So, yeah, you get through the woods. It's not a massive walk. You are quite close to the city. So you know you kind of like come out of the woods, and there's like maybe like a kind of a wheat field worth of and it probably actually is a field. It just doesn't have any wheat or anything in it.
Yeah,
it's just one of those fields that used to be for wheat, and they haven't really done anything with yet. So it's just like an open grassy area.
It's one of those areas that goes from fields immediately very thick residential.
Yeah.
That kind of town.
And there's probably a couple of well, at this time no, but during the like day and early night, there's probably kids like there's probably like a football net, you know, one of those simple metal ones like put up, and kids like play football there for a bit.
Yeah, he just kind of calls Conan to heel and casually strolls through to the center of town, where he's probably going to find someone. He doesn't know what's going on.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you want to go to the salon, Winnie's salon, that's where you'd know to find Winnie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so it's actually not that much of a walk. It's probably about 5 minutes once you get to town.
Great, easy.
He's close to the edge of town with this thing. He is on a kind of main street in. Is it Hunter's Walk? No, I think it's. This is the point where I should bring up the map on the stream. So yeah, his salon is around about the F in Flintbridge, down the bottom left. So you just got to go through a few blocks of houses and residential area, and you're pretty much there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he winds his way to Flintbridge.
Okay. Yeah, the salon is obviously closed, but the lights are still on. People do come there by appointment, and you know that you can just, if you want, pretty much walk in, walk down. There's no one feeds here. They, you know, if they need to feed, they go out. They don't bring people back or anything like that. It's more of a communal area for new vampires who are being looked after by Winnie.
Okay. Well, Cass walks up, sees some lights, I guess, on the second level of this this store, and he just looks around and very cautiously gives a couple of taps on the main door to the place. He's not hiding or anything. He's just waiting to see.
There is no answer, but you imagine that's because Winnie is downstairs in the like communal area, and it would be hard to hear the knocking. Like, or he's out possibly.
Okay. He waits around a little bit. He looks to see if there's a back entrance.
Well, the door's open at the front.
Oh, okay. He knocks on it, realizes it's open.
It probably like shifts slightly. You're like, oh, it's not locked.
Oh. All right then. Opens it up, closes it, gets Conan to sit just by the door, and is like, Winnie.
And you hear from like from downstairs, like, yes.
Get up here. Are you busy? Come down there.
Yes, come down.
all right. Yeah, he follows Winnie's voice, just like, I don't know your place. You can have all sorts going on here.
Yeah, so there's like there's stairs leading down to the like basement. You have been to the basement before, like a long time ago, before you know, last time you were back probably. How here is actually an interesting question. Have you been back since you left like about 9 years ago?
Probably not. Probably not.
I mean, obviously it's changed slightly. It was always a pet salon. Winnie always trained animals, but downstairs, you know, like with new Kindred, every now and then, you know, staying for 6 months, a year, leaving, you know, it does change as time goes on. But you know, you've been down the bottom here, and you can see Winnie kind of leaning against the side of one of these kind of dorm rooms. The door's closed, and he looks like he's been like talking through the door. But he turns around to you, all smiles. Sorry. Someone's backdrop just fell on them.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's fine. Yeah, he turns around, you know, immediately, like that kind of like warm, welcoming smile that you remember. It's been like 9 years, and he hasn't changed at all. He's the same person.
Wow. It's good to see you're still doing same old, same old.
Cass, it's good to see you too.
Yeah, I heard you needed a
come
hand.
on, first a hug. First a hug.
All right.
Have you forgotten? And he like lifts you up into this kind of bear hug where he's just like and then he gives you like an extra like before he lets you go.
You hear a rib crack.
So, what has it been like? 5? No, it must be like 7 years.
You were never. I brought a calendar for you in my camper. It's been 9 years.
9 years. 9 years.
I did what you told me to. I learned a lot. It was kind of difficult. Not everyone is quite as friendly as you, which is kind of a shame. So, yeah, I guess I'm back because I owe you, and
Well,
it sounded like you needed a hand.
I do. But also I did want to see my child.
Well, I guess I wanted to see you too. It's you know, meeting all these people is kind of gets the old nostalgia going for those moonlight walks.
It is hard to let go of your child, especially so early. But you adapted quickly.
I kind of had to, didn't I? But I'm back now. Where are they? What's going on? What do you need me for? I've got a couple of things you should probably know, but like we got time. I can tell you later.
Okay. Well, first thing, I would like to sit down and talk properly. I would love to hear one of your stories.
I've collected some.
Well, come, sit.
Yeah, all right.
I like the beanbag chair.
Of course you do.
And he sits down in the beanbag chair. It's like it kind of like opens up and like folds around him until he's just, you know, like he looks so uncool. It's ridiculous. And Chrys and Tess has probably seen this multiple times, and they're like, "How are you in charge of us?"
Cass probably just chooses wherever is closest, just right next to the beanbag chair in like a normal dining chair or whatever.
Yeah. There's a couple of normal dining chairs, like up against the table tennis table, So you
Right,
can just
yeah,
shift
okay.
one of those over and use that.
Keeping it real lax in here, aren't you?
It is my way.
It's... Yeah, I don't
Although,
begrudge it.
I imagine you forgot after 7 years.
I didn't forget. I don't forget much.
Right.
All right. Well, yeah. Tell me what's going on in Weirgate, the hip and happening side of London.
Well, not much.
Yeah.
I
okay.
have been dealing with a couple of difficult kindred who refuse to come out of their room. And he shouts that over at the closed door. And you hear this kind of like little thunk, like someone's just kicked the door. That is Saturday. He is young.
An entire day. An entire day old or an entire day of hassle?
No, his name is Saturday. I don't
Okay.
know what his real name is. I assume it's not Saturday.
I'm getting some Man Friday vibes from this. We doing
Well, then his
Robinson
name would
Crusoe
be
now?
Friday.
I always loved your literal interpretation of sarcasm. It's yeah, okay. Hey, Saturday.
It sounded like fuck off.
Mm.
As you see, I am still not good at dealing with teenagers.
Not a literal teenager. I hope.
17.
Oh shit.
It is why
That's-
I agreed to take him on.
That's bad news.
We do not know even who turned him.
Well, okay, well, who's the prince around here? Surely someone's got to stop that nonsense. That's a kid.
The sheriff has told me he is looking into it. As you know, the prince does not visit the city very often, and when he does, it is only for the most dire of circumstance.
Are you kidding me?
Hmm.
Who's the prince? What domain does this come under?
So this domain is actually a domain of its own. And you would know this because Winnie knows this, and he would have told you, originally.
Right.
So this domain is of its own, but it extends out into the country. And, a big area around it. And the prince lives out in the country in a huge fuck-off mansion with his, council, what are they called? The Primogens?
The Primogen.
And he leaves the running of the city to the sheriff. He deals with the country vampires. Sheriff deals with the city. He has been heavily criticized all the time for this way of running things.
This
but
fucking Dark Ages dude thinks he's Lord of the Castle. Meanwhile, someone's running around turning kids into Kindred. Is this...
well, turning kid. It was just one. It
Just
hasn't
one.
happened before.
Right, well... Get my hands on
Although,
who did it.
also, the child is a Malkavian. So it is hard to know why he was turned.
Are you sure you just don't want to stake him and leave him?
Cassius,
I'm joking.
you disappoint
probably.
me.
I knew I'd do it eventually. It was just a joke.
Incidentally, how long have you had your dog?
Probably had Conan.
I think you may have picked it. I feel like you would have picked him up during your travels.
Yeah, he's probably been with me for 4 years or something. So, I give a little whistle and I suddenly remember I'm just like, and this giant grey wolfhound just bounds down the stairs like,
Okay.
that whole kind of sounds like they're falling down the stairs
Yeah, it's
sound,
like,
but they're not.
like the skitter of
Yeah.
nails on. Yeah. You have been picking up a companion, I see.
I learned it from a few gangrel,
Hmm.
the pagan group you told me about. They are really impressive. They do some good things. Werewolves, however, can fuck right off.
I did tell you to stay away from the werewolf areas.
And you were right. Once and never again. Right?
Mm.
It was an
I feel
accident.
like I am right a lot of the time. You just don't admit to it.
Well, never mind. It's not important anymore. But
I disagree. But carry on.
I hate that you're right all the time.
That sounds more accurate.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I met them, I learned a lot of things, and we have a lot of work to do, but this is Conan. And go say hello, Conan. No, go. Don't look at me like go. There we go.
Yeah, he's like, he like looks away from you as you say, "Don't look at me," and then looks back to see what you're talking about, and then it's like starts going, goes back, starts going. But yeah, Winnie,
I get the feeling of, but this guy smells weird.
yeah. Although he is good with animals, so you know, when he puts his hand out and Conan comes over, like I imagine he's still got like a bit of a wet, like the beard of those dogs is quite long. So it's probably like covered in mud and a little bit of like wet, so it's a bit wet. Winnie doesn't care. He's just like, oh, hello. Yes. It is a good dog you have.
He's the best.
I've seen better dogs, but he is good.
Don't lie to me.
I would never lie to you, Cassius. And you could tell every time he calls you Cassius instead of Cass, it's when he's a little bit upset with you, kind of, you know, like not disciplining a kid, but just setting them back on the right path.
So what are you going to do about Saturday?
Well, it's not just Saturday. We have 2 more children here currently. One is also almost as bad as Saturday. The other one is a handful, but not in a bad way.
Oh.
And not literally.
Hmm? Oh. Okay. Do you want me to try out something with Saturday?
Yeah, if you feel like you can. I have not been able to get through to Saturday.
Saturday, how does she?
He.
How does he feel about dogs?
I do not know. I have not risked any of my dogs with Saturday.
Conan will be fine.
He does seem like he can handle himself. Although, with Malkavians... And then he just like raises his eyebrows like, if you wanna...
You want to get close to that? It's up to you. Yeah.
Incidentally, just for Chrys and Tess, anytime you would like to come back from this point, feel free. Like, you know, well, let's touch on it now. Do you guys want to turn up at any point, or...
What time would it be? Ish.
Probably like 2-3 a.m. at this point. I don't think
Oh,
Cassius
yeah.
was really rushing.
Cass was not in any rush. He goes nowhere quickly. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd probably finish up, grab another couple drinks, just down them, and just be like, all right, let's go home. Oh, let's see what Winnie's up to today.
Okay.
You still drunk, or? Oh, you're muted.
I'm sorry, I'm just really quiet.
Oh.
I wasn't drunk anyway. Just Rosie.
Okay.
You're the
Get
one
in
who can't walk straight.
Different reasons, but anyway. Let's just get going. And please don't put on your seatbelt, it's so lame.
I assume you don't extend the invitation to your party friends.
No, I'd probably just like wave them, say like just wave at the owner and just take off.
You glide out, doors open for you.
And I tipped the bouncer who got me the chicken nuggets.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Always. Just,
Chrys
like, get in the car.
definitely puts the seatbelt on.
Yeah. So I imagine around the time, probably a little bit after he's spoken about Tess and Kris, you've got their names, you've got their clans, and the fact that, you know, Kris is a bit moody, has a tendency to be grumpy, and Tess has a tendency to, like, fill an entire room every time she walks in. A little bit after that, you probably hear, like, this very sharp car kind of pull in above, you know, it's loud enough even to be heard down here. And it probably has pumping music, which gets shut off when you guys get out. And you both walk down the stairs into a meeting. Well,
oh, why does it smell like
Where dog?
does it smell like more dog than usual?
there is a dog right here.
Oh,
And he, like,
oh my
pats
god.
Conan on the head.
Winnie, I really thought there weren't going to be like dogs in here. I thought that was just your business.
It is, but this is not my dog. This is my child, Cassius.
Hello.
The dog?
No.
Oh.
No, the person who is next to the dog.
Yeah, I can be a dog sometimes, but not today.
Cass. This, I imagine you can tell who is who, but I will introduce them properly. This is Tess, and this is Kris.
Hey,
Hi.
I'm Cass. Daddy Vamp over here was asking for some help, so
Please do not
Here I
call me
am.
that. I'm not
Yeah,
actually your
that's-
father.
there are so many new words and like turns of phrase that you really need to learn.
I feel like I don't need to learn them.
I'm gonna
Honestly, it's
teach you
better if he
anyway.
doesn't. It's just better if he doesn't. You know. But whatever.
Tess,
Um,
is that clothing really appropriate for company?
what?
Maybe you
Is
should
it
go
actually,
change.
like,
Wow.
oh my god, why? Why do you gotta like censor my body like that?
I'm not censoring
So-
your body.
so
I'm just
old.
suggesting you want to put on something else.
So old school. I think you look great.
Thank you. Although I didn't ask you.
No, most people don't.
Alright, come on, Kris, let's just, I guess, change. Whatever.
Are they teenagers as well?
They're close to.
Jesus.
Kris, you look very nice. Did you have a good night?
Wow. I'm just like walked off.
Yeah, you're like walking off like, wow.
Wow, Winnie.
No, can't hear you.
Have a nice time, but I had a snack, so
Yes.
She got drunk.
Kris, did you get drunk?
no, I snacked on someone drunk.
Which does
And
in
then got
turn.
drunk.
Yeah. You should know better than that.
You told me to go with her.
Tess, did you trick Kris into drinking someone inebriated?
I come back down in like baggy sweats and like a big oversized sweater, but my makeup face is still on and be like, yeah, and she enjoyed it. I mean, Look, she's so much more relaxed than usual.
As you come down as well, he does point to the fridge and go, I put some miniature pizzas in the fridge.
Oh my god. You're the
You
best.
what?
I hate
And-
that she can eat.
I'd go in
She
and I
can-
like make another mini pizza and probably just grab like a Coke or something and
Yeah.
just start drinking it.
Not only does she eat Cass, she never stops eating.
It's just so good.
hmm
Oh.
And yet
And,
I
like,
have to clear
you-
up.
And I never gain weight. It's so amazing. I could just eat what I want. Oh,
The
God.
sound of like everyone in chat being
Some
like,
sort of ridiculous monster. What
Yes.
the hell? You get to eat?
Whoa. Excuse me. At least I don't keep the company of like wet dogs.
Tess, my entire business is the company of wet dogs.
Yeah, I heard that after I said it.
Mm.
Yeah. Totally thankful for everything you do for us, Winnie, by the way. Stand up job. Really
It is my
appreciate it.
pleasure to help the less
Yeah.
fortunate.
Oh, so unfortunate. But yeah, Winnie's
Thank you,
great.
guys.
He taught me when I first, made the change.
Just 1 second. Mac,
What's up?
if you would like, this would be a good chance for everyone to meet each other. If you'd like to do something else, we will get to that. But if you would like to find your way, because one of your jobs is to come see Winnie. If you'd like to find your way here,
Is it fairly en route to the nip?
no.
That's inconvenient.
Well, I mean, you know,
Would I have stuff there that I might want?
I could totally see Mac leaving crap at
I left a
Winnie's.
briefcase there.
Like, yeah. So, and you haven't been gone that long. You've been gone about maybe like, yeah, you've probably been gone about 6 months or so. So,
Okay.
it's one of those things where you're like, I always keep meaning to go and do it, but I get distracted by being Malkavian, and then I never do.
Okay. So I go like 5 minutes towards this cafe, and I'm like,
Hmm.
yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, fine. I write on my little notepad, nip later, update it, head over.
Okay. So I think you'll probably turn up in a little bit. But yeah.
So while Tess is just chowing down on everything in sight,
Oh, so good.
Microwave
Cass
pizza.
turns to Chrys and is like, so it's pretty clear what her thing is. But aside from being quiet, what's your deal?
She puts her seatbelt on every time she gets in a car. That's her deal.
It's safety, okay?
Oh
She-
my
Click.
god, you're not gonna die if you go through a windshield. You're fine.
She can also be very loud when she's refusing to come downstairs
Yup.
Don't refuse. I just stomp. That's
and
different.
take your time.
It's really far. I have to go 2 flights.
Ooh-hoo.
I have waited
So-
10 minutes for you before.
Well, I waited to not be at Kindred, but here we are.
I don't think you waited for that.
You don't know.
I'm just hearing a lot of excuses.
And thus-
Again.
Cass, you see why I requested your help.
Yeah. You got 3 of them and you only have 2 fists. I mean, hands.
I think 2 hands
sorry.
is almost not enough to deal with one of them.
Sorry, this is your son?
No,
Oh.
this is my
Uh,
child.
Have you gotten to the bit where vampires have kind of generation thing going on?
I do sometimes forget the finer details.
Which like lecture has he got through? Do you know?
I told the one about the tortoise and the scorpion.
That's
Oh.
not going to help them though, because
I feel like it helps everyone, Cassius.
yeah, but when the tortoise sinks, it's real sad,
Yes.
and you learn nothing about being kindred. Like,
You learn the
you-
importance of being able to swim.
you don't need to breathe underwater.
That's true.
You know you're dead, right?
Yeah.
I did
So-
tell
Okay.
them that much.
Oh, well, I didn't know how long they'd been, and they seem pretty confused. Like, you let them out, so that's probably a good step. But
Okay, I've been turned for like 6 months here. I'm not like new. Like
6
Chris is.
months is practically fetal.
Yeah, well, I look hot for a fetus then, I guess.
That is possibly the most disturbing thing you have said so far.
She said that. That
Mm.
is a thing that came out of her mouth. Amazing.
It's true though. Here,
Well,
look at me.
yeah, that's Tess.
Yeah.
I
Chris-
think you can understand why I'm grumpy.
That's
It's
fair.
not my fault.
Well, how about we split them up?
Okay.
But then I can't. Oh, but I like pushing Chris around. Plus, she's like. She makes me
How
look
about
good.
you take Chris and Tess, and I will take Saturday.
Okay.
Unless you would like to deal with Saturday, and there's like a kick and like smashing from inside the room.
I could probably deal with Saturday, but I don't think I know where to start. No, you've been doing this longer. Yeah.
I do have a job from the prince himself that I must see to.
And what's he gonna do if we don't do it? He's gonna stamp his foot somewhere really, really far away?
If I do not adhere to the rules and strictures of the Camarilla, our peoples will be, well, they will not be destroyed, but the protection they have earned, will go away.
Hmm.
And you have been there.
Yeah, all right.
Hmm.
what's the job?
Responsibility is important, Cassius.
I feel like it's a two-way street, but fine.
Very well. I will kick in my own door and go and talk to Saturday. And he like stands up and then just starts like smashing against the door until you hear like a lock unlock, and then like walks in. It is pitch black in there. You can see nothing. And then he closed the door.
We hear just like various animal noises.
But yeah,
and-
there's a... You're not my real dad.
Do you want to
Winnie-
go upstairs? So
yeah,
Wow.
you got
yeah.
That is
You know,
like
like
the
a
first
PlayStation?
time you've ever asked a guy that.
yeah, sure. Do you have like a PlayStation or something?
I meant into the groomer area, not to. Just to
Ye-
get away from Saturday. He's so grumpy. It's annoying.
Right. Oh, okay, sure.
You're one to talk. I have a Switch. Let's just go and sit around with the rest of the wet animals.
So you head upstairs. There are multiple like chair salon seats, which obviously house, is where they put the animals, and there's lots of bowls and things like that. It looks a little bit like a hairdresser, but for really small people who you put in bowls. And at the door is just standing there looking at the door, possibly inspecting it, is a man in a hat and a trench coat.
Like size him up a little bit.
How well do I know Winnie? Just
You were with him for about 6 months.
okay. In terms of rapport, like, Is he someone like if I joked with like he would murder me or?
He's someone who is very laid back and easygoing. He's a bit strict, but he's fatherly as opposed to like,
Gotcha.
violent, or he might give you a smack occasionally if you like misbehave or like, do something wrong, but he won't
Okay. And am I the other side of a closed door just so I can
Yeah.
visualize what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm currently eyeing up some door hinges and the locking mechanism. I'll give it a knock. That'll probably work better.
It's open. I made that same mistake. I go up and open it. Hi.
Hey, where's Pooh Bear?
You mean Winnie?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's downstairs dealing with a difficult one. I am Cass. Hi. Come
Hi.
right this way.
Marlowe.
Sup, Marlowe?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm assuming he asked you here for something?
Yeah, I just came to pick something up. Wait. I'll pull out my notepad. It did say I had to come here, and was
So
this where there was some kids to?
Yeah, you need to check in on new vampires, new kindred as well.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
This is a good place to do that because
Okay. Apparently, there's some fresh ones just in. Need to be shown the ropes.
Oh.
Incidentally, Marlowe, you do recognize one of the people in here, which is Tess. Last time you met her, she was human. And so are you, actually.
Did we know each other's names or just like a tertiary glance?
You were Marlowe, she was probably Tess, but whether you remember that is different. You recognize her, definitely.
Have a little look around and awkwardly stand there without saying anything.
Why are you here? Don't I know you?
I'm the detective here.
Why
I think
the
we've
fuck
met
are
once.
You here? We've talked already. And you didn't find anything. Are you serious?
Oh, that's where I
This
know
is
you
like
from.
the worst detective I've ever met, you guys.
Yeah, it's coming back to me now. It's a work in progress, okay?
It's
a tough
not a
case.
work in progress. This should have been done. Oh my god. Like, seriously?
Weren't you a little bit more like rosy cheeked last time?
Weren't you a little bit quieter? Ugh,
Probably.
God.
Can I visually tell she's been turned, I assume?
If she's here, like, they're
Pretty safe to assume.
at this time and in this place, there's no other explanation as to why she'd be here. So it's 95% likely that she has been turned and is living here like you once did.
Okay. So, what do
This
we
guy's
do?
a total crook, you guys. Total crook.
Crooks can be handy.
I just go to work. I get out of bed. I do my thing. I'm just a straight up dirty cop.
Is doing your thing not
Ex-dirty cop.
solving crimes? Because you're doing a really good job of that.
It would be easier to solve if I had all the pieces of the puzzle, you know?
Marlowe,
Someone's not telling me something.
Marlowe.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
How much does that dig into you that she's saying, you didn't solve it and you kind of...
Oh, the other reason I've not punched her is because she's a woman. And
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
There's a bit of a fluster.
So to remind everyone involved, Marlowe, you did try and clear Rags' name. Unfortunately, your only lead was Leah, and you never found Leah after that night. She just disappeared.
Yeah. Missing Leah.
Missing Leah.
We'll get there. Well, maybe. Without her, it ain't gonna happen, but I'll keep trying. So,
Yeah.
What are we supposed to be doing? We got like a...
I'm assuming if you know Winnie, then you owe Winnie, right? So would you mind helping us? He's got a thing from the prince, so it's probably
boy.
something inane and highly dangerous.
Sure. I haven't stabbed anyone in a while. It's, yeah, it could be fun.
Well, this is horrible.
Yeah, glad to hear it.
It's an American thing.
Is it though? I look at Tess.
It's more of a London thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
true. I picked it up
kind of.
since I moved here anyway. It works pretty good. You want to see my knife?
Trust
no,
me,
no.
don't ask him. He will show you, and like it will be the conversation of the night. Just don't bother.
You want to know where I got this from?
No.
Sort of.
Yeah, there's a story
Wrong
behind it.
answer, Cass.
I'll tell you another time, though.
Oh, thank
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm all done for stories. There's work to be done though, so.
Oh, a dog. I'll start playing with the dog.
There's
As you
Several.
reach out to it, it growls.
Hey, easy. Check my pocket for something edible.
I doubt you have anything edible in there.
Probably not.
Apart from your hand.
Cigarette? I'll throw a cigarette at it.
The cigarette bounces off of Conan's nose. Conan continues to growl, and I'm like, be nice.
And immediately Conan stops growling, just stands there. Maybe tail wags a little bit as Cassius says something, but stops quickly enough.
You trained him well. So it would seem. Can he do tricks?
He can do anything I want him to.
Oh, like make a sandwich?
He'd give it a go.
Nice.
Conan,
make a
like, his
sandwich,
head
what
turns
do you
up to
actually
you and, like, looks at you, and you get this kind of, like, quizzical feeling off him, like, huh?
I'm suddenly kind of interested in Conan. Like when he mentions that he can make a sandwich, I'm like, but can he?
And he just does this very, very soft, like,
Okay.
I think he's thinking about sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
He's not thinking about making them.
Like,
He
if
just
I
wants a
have
sandwich.
like a bit, if I have a bit of like the pizza, like microwave pizza still with me, I'd probably just like tear a little bit and just like throw it at him, just see if he likes it.
Yeah, catches it midair.
Yeah, he'd immediately, like,
Like, okay.
So any news on what the prince wants us to do?
Gotta ask Winnie.
Is he busy? Can I hear stuff going on in there?
I think you probably hear, like, very slightly muffled shouting, which then gets really loud, like someone has opened the door and is like, fine then, you can stay in the room and you can sulk and you can cry and you can scream. Don't punch the wall though, because once you leave I have to deal with that. And then, like, the door closes. And then he's like, you hear, Cass? Where have you taken the others? Like, kind of emanating.
They haven't disappeared. They're up here. I swear he's like going deaf.
I wasn't taken. I came of my own free will.
Who's that?
and
Oh,
I
it's Mac.
suggested it.
Hey, Winnie.
And you'll hear, like, footsteps as he comes up. Well, why are you in here?
I
look at Chrys like, because I wanted to get out of the rain.
Oh. Well, you should have let me know. I would have tried to bring Saturday out. I wouldn't have had to go into that awful room.
I mean, good luck. Mac's here to pick up a thing.
Mac, yes, you are here for the train set.
That's the one. Yeah.
Good. It is up in the loft. Feel free to.
Do not feel free to.
Chrys, you have no belongings. Pretty much
Trust me,
anything
I've
he
looked.
takes from up there would be mine.
let me tell you, that's going to be worth something someday. That's a real unopened Thomas the Tank Engine set there.
I'll go get it.
I saw one on eBay for like $50.
That's
And
not that
then-
much money.
Chrys wanders off and goes gets it.
Okay. Give me a wits awareness.
Hey, what awareness?
Wits.
Wits. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yep, there's just a train set sitting up there. It's sat on top of a briefcase.
I decide I don't like the briefcase, so I take that.
Right.
Because it's messing up my vibe.
Okay. Tess
Look.
comes down with a trade set and a briefcase.
Chrys? Not Tess?
I said Kris, didn't I?
Oh, I thought it said Tess.
It sounds similar.
Turn that up.
Nice. Thank you.
And here's a box. I don't want it.
Thank you.
Oh, Mac. It's your briefcase that you've been wanting to pick up from here.
It is indeed. I've got a few. This used to be my favorite, but you know, I've got a bigger one now. It makes carrying things a lot easier, you know. But yeah, I won't bore you with that. So
I
Prince
believe
needs
you are
something?
too late.
Oh. Well,
But is there a reason you are here?
Yeah,
Aside
is
from
there?
I had a things to do list and it was on my list. And I'll show him my list of things to do.
Looks at it. Yes, I did hear about that robbery.
Do you want me to take the kids? Show them the ropes? Daddy could take the kids to work.
Please don't ever call yourself that again.
This is a weird situation.
Well, I'm like old enough to be your granddad. Come on.
Yeah, but you're not wise enough, clearly.
I believe Cass is actually older than you. Chronologically speaking.
Burn.
I see.
But yes, these ones are very, very young. And he finger goes between Kris and Tess.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean the dog guy. Yeah, he's old.
Well, I do have a job that I have agreed to do for the prince. And Saturday is refusing to come out yet again. And seeing as my rules dictate that no people can be brought here, I believe I implemented that rule after you lived here, Marlowe.
Okay.
He's like
Oh, what did he
subtly
do?
tried to remind you of the times you brought people back, and he had to deal with the fallout of that.
Sure, but
you probably don't realize that.
What did he do? Did he fuck up really badly? I would love to hear it.
How many corpses?
I solve problems. I
At
don't
least a
cause them.
couple.
Sure you do.
But I think all three of you would benefit from an outing with Marlowe. So yes,
Well,
obviously I cannot order any of you, especially you, Cass, but I would suggest that you go with Marlowe. Not only would it be interesting to hear his situation, but he is going to meet a very important person. And it never hurts to know people.
are we gonna have to dress up for this?
I would advise you look good.
Ah, wonderful. I can
But-
take.
Classy good. It would be no belts for clothes.
I'm good then. Let's go.
No, you're not. You
Fasten my tie a
use
little bit
some-
more.
I'll get changed.
Oh, and I tuck my shirt in, which seemingly I forgot.
So, I imagine there is a good 5 to 10 minutes where Tess and Kris are changing into something more presentable. It is getting later. It's probably creeping past 2 now. Moving on towards 3. And it leaves Cassius and Marlowe in the waiting area, weirdly waiting for the ladies to get changed. So let's have Chrys and Tess's side. If you guys would like to talk about anything or do anything before you come back, feel free.
Okay, so I'm thinking, just to spite him, I have this really classy outfit that's actually just all belts.
Why are you following me? Go downstairs and get changed.
What? I thought I was gonna help you. You know, like zip you up and everything. Do you even have nice clothing? I have some stuff that, again,
He
might
said
be-
classy, remember?
I have classy clothes. Oh my god, it's like you've never seen me at like car conventions or something.
No, I haven't.
You should really come one day. I feel like you'd well,
Why
maybe-
why would I want to go to a car convention?
I don't know, it just seems like you're never doing anything. You just kind of sit here.
Yeah, I
Don't you
don't
get
want to
bored?
talk to you people or most people. I want to get back to what I was doing. This whole it's messing up my plans.
And what were you doing before Chrys? Because quite frankly, it didn't seem like much.
It's you won't think it's very impressive, so no need to bore
Try
you with
me.
it.
Try me.
Fine. Yeah, I used to go and kick ass at dojos. So that was my thing. Now I just have to not do that because they usually shut at nighttime. It's very irritating.
You mean like competitive fight rings kind of thing?
Well, I would obviously train. Very good at it, actually. And then I would go to the dojo. I'd work through the ranks, kick everyone's butt. And then usually kick the owner's ass, which was great until it wasn't so great. And then he, turned me into vampire and then left me a little bit in the, Camarilla zone. Anyway, that was not very nice. It's ruining my plans. It's pretty irritating. I would like to just, it's not all right. I'm not going to a car convention with you.
Okay, we don't have to go to a car convention. We can go to a different convention. We can go to like a taekwondo convention if that's what you really want.
We could do, actually. That'd be really good.
I was joking.
I was not.
Fine. Okay, if you come to a car convention with me, I will go to a whatever kind of martial arts you do convention. One only. But I'm driving and you're not wearing a seatbelt.
Can I wear the harness?
Like,
That's what
that's
it
a
is.
seatbelt. That's
Harness. Belt implies
oh
one
my god.
strap.
Okay, just try this. It's maybe like a little more modest. And I give her like one of my more classy kind of dresses, like cocktail dresses kind of thing.
Okay.
Why are they dresses? How are you
Why-
supposed to run in them?
What do you mean?
You didn't want me to flash earlier, and now you're making me wear a dress.
Well, it just
It is a
Fine.
classy dress. It's not revealing.
Yeah, but how do you fight in a dress? This is what Chrys
Yeah,
thinks.
it is harder.
I find like one
You have
nice
like
pair of
pantsuits.
pants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sort of.
One nice pair of pants with a really nice blouse, and I'm just like, fine, try this.
Okay.
It's really old, but like, just maybe you can pull it off. Maybe.
What is going on with Mac and Cass?
Is there a newspaper there?
Yeah. There's a pile of a stack of letters and a newspaper or two. They're a
Cool.
few days out.
I'll be having a little browse with my feet up on a table. Sitting back in the chair, doing some doodling, but just sort of trying to seem busy and occasionally throwing a few words over.
Hmm.
So you've known Winnie for a while, eh?
Yeah. Since before I was turned, even. He's a pretty smart dude. And meanwhile, Cass is just wandering around the shop front, fiddling with like the dryers and the various equipment. So has he had many newbies to deal with?
Let me look at my notebook.
Marlowe, when you were here, there were a couple of younger Kindred who were leaving as you turned up, and well, you were assigned here. You were here for about 6 months, and not long after you left, it was empty for like a couple of weeks, and then Tess was sent here.
No, it's been fairly quiet. It was just me for a while, but yeah, I guess he decided we needed some fresh blood in the area. I don't know. Are you any good with kids?
Maybe. I can entertain them.
Okay.
That's what I do.
So I'm gonna leave that with you, okay? I'm more of a
you're just
work
gonna go off on
type
your
of
own?
thing.
I mean, I can pretend like I'm Winnie, but I'm gonna need a help.
Sure,
A
I'll
helping
be there. Like,
Okay, yeah, good.
mean-
I'm not just walking off into the night with two new Kindred I don't know,
it's okay.
and
I mean,
just like,
sure. I'll be there. It's just, I'm not sure exactly. Like my mother, she would throw the book at me. Like she would literally take the book and sometimes throw it at me. Normally make me read it afterwards, but I'm not exactly sure what the dad should do or that sort of thing. You know?
As you say that, Winnie walks out from downstairs with a little like ornate black box.
Oh.
Like in his hands, and he walks over to you, Cass, and hands it to you, and says, "I made this for Tess, because otherwise she will distract you and sidetrack you for hours," and gives it to you.
Oh.
Now I must go.
Okay.
And then he just walks out and like wanders off down the street.
Cass puts it in his pocket and immediately forgets about it.
So it's a little bit bigger than that. It's like
okay.
kind of, you know.
I've got a
All right,
case
he
if you need.
tucks it under his arm and immediately forgets about it.
It's a little warm.
I was always my dad's favorite, so I learned from the best.
Fair enough. Is there anything interesting in the paper at the moment, like stories that kind of catch the eye?
Probably not.
It's like a local paper, is it? Just like
Yeah. It's you know, the local
Brexit.
one. It's got, you know, talking about all the everyday thing. There's been some, like, I wouldn't call it gang warfare, but there has been some, like, a couple of mini riots in London.
Okay.
And police were sent in to like break it up. A couple of buildings got burned down. And there were reports of, like, you know, attacks by kids, you know, like stabbings in certain parts of London. Yeah. But it's a slightly old paper, so.
Okay. Yeah. Chuck it to one side after a bit. So, are you new here or have you been here before?
I lived here about 9 years ago when he was teaching me the ropes. And yeah, I guess this place tends to be represent new things to me, at the very least. Didn't spend a lot of time here. We got the lessons done, and then I was sent off on missions and jobs and some of my own wanderlust, but
Fair enough.
yes.
Well, welcome home, I guess.
Thank you. Doesn't feel like home yet.
It's
gonna have
gone
to-
downhill in the 6 months I've known it, but I guess it's every place is a bit dirty, but I don't know. I'm settling in slowly, you know.
Hmm.
It's okay. It's not quite home yet, but maybe.
And
I think one thing I'd really like to know, is there a good bookshop?
Books.
uh,
Mac might
yeah,
find
I'm
them
thinking
interesting.
about that.
You probably have been in one at some point trying to find some niche material.
That would probably be I'd allow intelligence or wits and streetwise.
Whoa. Where the hell am I going for that? Streetwise.
Streetwise is
I've got it. And intelligence, that's going to take a while to... Pow.
there are a couple of bookshops. There's Waterstones in the main street.
Nice.
You don't really. I mean, you can give them the location of Waterstones, definitely.
Yeah.
You probably crossed by something, but you didn't pay much. You didn't know where you were.
Fair enough. I know a few places you can get a paper, and some of there's like a smith somewhere.
Well, thanks, but corner shops and Waterstones isn't exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah, fair
There'll
enough.
be some corner of this town. Something would have changed.
You could probably ask Winnie.
There'll be groups around that know a bit more of the truth, you know what I mean?
No, but okay. Sounds good.
And at that point, Chrys and Tess walk down. Chrys is in a pantsuit and probably trainers, because Chrys.
The neat trainers.
Tess, what did you end up going for?
Probably the dress that I was gonna give her, like the really nice cocktail dress.
Okay, yeah.
And again, just super, super high heels.
Maybe like one of those classy scarf things that you wear with those cocktail dresses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like a little bit kind of more mature, I guess.
Yeah. Elegant.
Yeah, elegant.
Yeah.
And I'm still kind of chastising Chrys about her shoes. I'd be like, you could just wear the wedges or something. Just not.
I could.
Please, not the trainers. Oh my god. You can run in them. I'm pretty good at running in heels.
I
Or
haven't
you could learn.
trained in them yet. Okay.
Consider this training then.
Not when I don't know where we're going. I have to just later on.
But you didn't like
Fine.
trains. Hold up the train.
Oh my god. Shut up, Marlowe.
Fine.
Where are
I'm
you from
confusing.
again?
Who, me?
No, Mac.
Oh.
Marlowe.
Mac Marlowe. Take your pick.
Where are you from, Marlowe?
I'm from Chicago. 51st, 22nd,
Century?
something like that.
Don't
Something
bother
like that.
asking. He's so vague.
Weird.
He thinks he's like in some film noir fucking aesthetic. I don't know.
Yeah, I can.
mean,
I
it's-
can tell.
Suits you.
Incidentally, especially for Marlowe, Tess now looks a lot older. Like, not elderly or anything, but like she doesn't look like the kid she's seemed like initially. Like in this dress, in this kind of get up, you know, walking down. She looks much more refined and, like, you know, serious looking.
Tess, you look
You meant fancy.
very smart.
I am very smart.
Good. Oh, Chrys,
I feel
I don't think I introduced myself properly. Mac, I offer a hand to shake.
He just does a little.
Okay,
salute
we'll do
type
that
thing.
then. That's
All right.
okay.
no. Enough of this, Marlowe. We got to get going.
Sure.
Tell us where this dude is. This person that we're meeting. This fancy person. I feel underdressed. Am I underdressed? Let's just go.
Do you want my tie?
No, I'll be all right.
Okay.
Just take a jacket. There's like, I brought. Well, it might have stolen some of them.
So, when you get the address, which, you know, obviously Marlowe will give you, Cass, give me intelligence politics.
Oh, you mean that thing that everyone's really good at?
Yeah.
Mhm.
How are you at
Intelligence politics. 3 successes.
Oh, that's enough, because this guy is quite well known. So, you know this place, the Tiny Nip. You have laughed at its name before. It was here when you were here. This is it is the domain of the Tremere. He is he's the primogen.
Oh God.
And
okay.
his name is Hans Bastian.
Does he write stories about ugly ducklings? Like,
No.
oh, okay. Just wondering.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, so Hans Bastian or Herr Bastian, so you do know where you're going and that it is a good idea to dress up quite smart, but
Okay. Sorry about this. Just give me 2 seconds. Goes downstairs, tries to find one of the jackets Tess was talking about.
you
like,
could probably nick something off Winnie. Like
Yeah.
you've done that before.
Yeah, definitely goes straight into Winnie's room,
Yeah.
opens up the cupboard, and it's like, this sort of looks smart, and it's like one of those elbow patch jackets academics
Like,
wear.
When you open the door, there's this tiny little chihuahua just on a square of towel on the edge of his bed, and it doesn't do anything. Like, it just looks at you as you come in, and then you get your clothes and head out.
Don't look at me.
It like puts its head down.
I spit shine my shoes and then leave. I'm like, okay.
Will
Thank
I
you
have
for
met
telling
this
me where we
individual?
were going. That could have been bad.
That could have been bad.
Would I have met this individual before? During the...
No, you don't tend to travel in the higher like social circles of Kindred. They do, however, hire you to do odd jobs and like less important things.
So aware of, but not familiar with.
Yeah, you have occasionally met you have met the sheriff quite a few times because he,
Sure.
you know, obviously he uses you a lot, but the other Camarilla higher ups, they tend to either send for you and you meet them once, or they send an intermediary.
Roger. Okay, troops, let's go.
Let's have a sip at the little nip.
Am I driving? I can drive us there.
Oh God.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my god, amazing. Okay. And I bring everyone down to the car. And
Okay. Let me just
try
check
to-
something.
sure.
Yeah, it is a 2-seater.
I was thinking, how are we all going to fit in this car?
Someone will have to sit on my lap.
I feel like we could get an Uber or something. A little less millennial.
Ew. Oh God, no.
It would probably take you 10 minutes, probably like 5 minutes by car to get there. It's really quite quick. Like, it's not a massive trek. So probably like 30, 40 minutes walking, maybe more.
Okay. We can walk.
Maybe, Chrys, do you want to learn how to walk in heels? Because this might be a good time.
Chrys
No.
is in trainers.
I'm fine.
Shotgun. Shotgun.
No, we'll walk. It's fine.
Fine.
Just, you could take Winnie's car to Winnebago.
Of
I'm up for that.
course it
I'm up for that.
is. Oh my God.
We could
Well,
take
I'm taking
the
my car, so...
the Winnie wagon.
You made it worse.
I am not driving in that, but...
No, I'll
you
drive.
just-
It's okay. It's easy.
It's easy? What, you
Yeah.
think you're just like a pro driver? You think you just know everything about driving?
Well, it's got 2 pedals and a wheel.
This is England. It'll have 3.
Nah,
Sorry, I know.
the way you're
Chicago
winning the
cars
meal
must
is
be different.
automatic.
Well, you can take
Oh.
the Winnie Mobile, and I'm gonna take my car, so...
Shotgun. We're going in cars. Shotgun.
Okay. Who is going with who?
Yeah.
I'm going with Tess.
Okay.
Okay. I'm
Right.
guessing I realize it's not an automatic.
Yeah.
So, I'm assuming I know. I have drive, so I'm assuming I can cope with this.
Yeah, you can, obviously, if you like to see who gets there first. Tess.
Hmm.
I'm turned on the car and am revving the
Yeah.
fucking engine already.
And the lights come on underneath, and like as you rev, it goes from like kind of like a light, very, very light blue to like this like dark fiery red that just goes every time you rev, it gets darker.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'll get in the car.
This is why I don't know why she picked the most obnoxious car.
Incidentally, Chrys, this Winnebago does not have seatbelts. Just to let you know.
It's okay. We'll be fine. Come on. I'd suggest if we're gonna crash, it doesn't have a seatbelt, so just put your head between your legs so they can find your teeth.
We don't.
It's okay.
Incidentally, there is a customized plate on this Winnebago too. It's 10NN1E.
Nice.
Take a moment to spell that, Vandy.
You bitch. I cannot believe you.
Yep.
I cannot fucking believe you.
I mean, if you have a nemesis, it's a car like this.
Damn it! I have to race it! I have to! God damn it. The Lonnie Winnebago.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, I'm revving the car.
All right. For those of you who are trying to get there quicker than the other car, I will take a Dex drive, please. Don't forget, you get bonuses from your specialities if you have specialities. For example, street racing.
Yeah.
How about just to drive normally?
You'll just Dex drive.
How much do I get for like modifiers for street racing?
1 extra dice.
Just one? Okay.
I mean, just. Oh yeah.
Skirt.
So Tess takes off, and then there's Marlowe behind the wheel. A little bit granny, kind of like, bent, hunched over the wheel a little bit.
I'm doing the speed limit. Like,
Yeah.
it's a 30. It really should be a 40, but I'm going 30.
Yeah. Tess and Cass, you zoom. It's such a smooth ride. Chrys, every now and then you get jostled and you like bounce up, and you don't have a seatbelt, so.
I'm holding on to the wall of the chair.
Suspension's a little rough. Sorry about that.
It is not a good car.
That's called a clutch. Use it.
It's a duodenum.
So Tess and Cass, you probably pull up most likely 5 minutes before them. I imagine, Tess, you're gonna, like, again, 3 successes if you want to do something fancy pulling in.
I might do like a really slick donut and just like pull up to the side there and just be like, all right, we're here.
I think that's
Yeah.
the fastest I've ever traveled in my life.
You speed down the street and you see the tiny nip. I hate myself. And like you
I
speed.
do a donut around the tiny nip.
Oh yeah, you speed down to the end of the street and then just shift and slide, do a complete 180, and then just easily like glide into a parking spot.
How does Conan deal with the car trip?
He has his head out and his ears like flapping behind him, like his
Doesn't get car
fur
sick.
is like all over the place. No, he's fine.
I don't normally
And,
allow
like,
dogs in the car, but
he's-
he's actually enjoying it more than Chrys does. So
He's
allow
sitting
it.
in Cass's lap, and like all the like mud and the bits of wet and slobber and stuff are like, you know,
it's fine. I'll get it detailed.
it mostly hits Cass.
He's fine. He just wipes
I
it.
guess we just wait for them now. Like,
I mean,
can we go in and get a
let's
drink?
take a
or
look
something?
around, but yeah, sure. Like, you've been here before?
Have I been to the tiny nip before?
You've probably dropped him once or twice, just as like you know, posh rich people come here. You probably had a couple of clients actually who requested, you know, you meet here for clandestine meeting and figuring out which car you want.
Yeah, like a little. I don't come here as often as I'd like to, but I mean,
It is dark. It is closed, from what you can tell. And Tess, you would know this, and Cass, you'd probably know this as well. It tends to stay open all night, so for some reason they've, you know, closed down the night.
weird. Normally it's open by now.
We must be special.
I mean, I'm special. I don't know about you, but
Well, for once, I guess I'll get to see what goes on behind closed doors.
Conan turns his head round and licks you.
me or
Cass.
him?
Yeah,
Oh.
like just literally like head turned round, just like.
Cass
That's kinda
doesn't
gross.
flinch, she just continues thinking, like,
Okay, you can get out of my car now.
can I?
Yeah,
All right then.
get out.
Yeah, fine, whatever.
Get out!
Just-
Go! Oh my god.
Just continues eyeing this place suspiciously, awkwardly reaches around the dog to open the door.
Yeah, like the
dog,
door's like
tumbles
slides
out.
straight up, and Conan like steps out, walks over to a nearby lamp, you know, like light lamp
Mhm.
that goes up,
Lamppost.
just pees all over it.
Good
I'm
dog.
like fishing around to see if I can find like Tic Tacs or something. Like, just like, ooh, just like grab a couple. And...
Oh, incidentally, what did you do with the box? Would you have handed it over to Tess?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
This is for keeping Tess in line.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you can have this when we're done. If she even asks, I don't know.
I don't even care. I'm just eating.
Yeah,
I'm
there'd
eating
probably
mushrooms.
there'd probably be like a little note from Winnie on there that just says, "In case of hunger."
I hope they have food, even though it's closed.
Yeah. I think we'll be alright. Don't worry about it.
Tess,
Oh my god.
are you wanting food?
Kind of.
There's a nice, there's like a nice Indian down the road a ways. You know.
How long do you think they're gonna be? Do I have time to go?
They're
get
going to be
Canadian
here in
food?
like a minute. You don't want... You know what? Should we
could-
open
you could probably
Pandora's
make it.
box? Should we figure out what's going on here?
What box?
He's got a little ornate box with some like kind of
Ooh.
Asian styled art on the top of it.
Mm.
I open it
What's
up.
in the box?
Inside is a bento. It is rice and different types of vegetables, a little bit of like fried fish, and in the rice, burnt into it, is a picture of Winnie with a little heart coming out of his head.
Oh, you made my favorite.
I snap it shut.
Yeah.
No, whoa. You can't
There was
just
there was
show
like
that
steam
to
coming
me.
out of it, and it was still warm.
It'll stay warm. We need to do this first, though.
Wow. Really? He gave that to you to like hold over? Oh my god.
Smells
Fine,
really good.
Fine. Don't even. If you fucking eat that, I swear to God, I will.
There's more than one kindred that can eat food. You don't have the monopoly.
You wouldn't.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. This is the danger of having a kindred who can eat actual food, is I make my chat hungry when I talk about the food they're eating.
Nice.
I will sit and pout and occasionally glance at the box and scowl at Cass and just wait.
It doesn't take long. A couple of minutes, and slowly this like you hear the like backfiring of the Winnebago. Let's call it its proper name. The backfiring of Lonnie as it like chugs into view and like takes a turn, and then like Mac kind of like gets himself into a position, like bumps a car very lightly as he's parking, and then obviously
I gotta ask, how long did it take you to think of just the one thing I would hate, my character would hate the most?
like 2 seconds.
Fuck.
Nice.
God damn it.
On the way over, I'll have been giving incredibly bad vampiric life advice to Chrys.
Okay.
Just on sort of, if you accidentally tell someone something you shouldn't tell them, I find it best to kill them. If you need to kill them,
Or drain them first.
yeah, you could do that
Like,
too.
fill up the blood in like one of those little hip flasks. Save it for later.
Yeah, I've got one of those. It's in here. It's good for a snack.
And it'll keep in the hip flask, like fine.
I tend to put an aspirin in there. Otherwise, it tends to go goopy pretty quick, you know.
Okay.
Also, incidentally, Chrys, you have tried like stored blood before. When he specifically gave you some and you couldn't handle it, it didn't work for you.
Yeah, it tasted like weird,
Tasted like
watered
ash.
down juice that had been.
Maybe try one with an aspirin next time, or a bit of sugar or something. But it's not for
Sugar?
everyone, you know. The strong stuff. Some people just don't have the stomach for it.
Why would I just not get it fresh though?
Yeah, it's disgusting. Right, we've arrived.
Okay.
The door sticks when you try and open it.
I kick it.
Strength brawl, please.
Okay.
How controlled are you being at this point? Because I feel like Chrys is had a
She wants to get out of the car.
Okay. I'll
The
take that
fact
into
the first strength
consideration.
roll is against a door is
cancel.
so good.
Brawl strength.
Yep. Okay. I assume you're happy with that roll. You don't want to re-roll anything?
That's fine.
Okay. The door flies off. Like literally train at foot, kicking it, and it just goes oof, and flies across the street.
Oh, how weird! The door fell off.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
I'll
Now
lean the
that's a
door
better
back.
exit, Chrys. Just don't do that to my car.
I'll lean the door back against the car, so it's at least like vaguely covering
Yep.
I'm gonna like
the entrance.
quickly walk away from the Winnebago.
Are you walking towards the shop or towards Tess and Cassius by the car? The other car.
Away first of all, and then
Okay.
I'll round to the car.
Yeah.
Like, well, we're just gonna move.
And yeah, Marlowe, you set the door. Honestly, you don't feel like anyone's going to try and steal the car, even with easy access to the door. So,
Sure. It'll be okay, fella. We'll fix you up. Good as new.
You like pat it as you say that, and it like wobbles slightly and clanks. You're like, maybe don't touch it.
Okay, right. Where are these kids? Follow?
Okay, so you're all gathered around Tess's much more beautiful car. For those of you who are more recently into the stream, I want to describe the car again because it's so cool. It's it's like a nice little racing car, like very close to the ground, convertible, hot pink, beautiful like flame art on it on the front, like a little bit of white, little bit of yellow, and then like badass female anime character on the side doing like a pose, kicking open the door. Lights underneath, neon lights that change colors, like gradient as well, all different kind of shifts. So yeah, what would you like to do from here?
So, everyone know the ropes?
Of
Be nice.
what?
Well, Cass, have you met the geezer before?
No. Heard of him though.
Okay.
Scary weirdo.
Yeah. Let's try and be nice on our best behavior.
Yep.
Tess, you
Always on
think
my
you can
best
cope with that?
behavior.
Chrys, no more kicking indoors.
It wouldn't let me out. I feel as though it's improved the car.
I kind of agree.
Some of these doors you might not want to know what's on the other side, and if they get hit by a door, they won't be happy about it.
Okay, just don't.
Just saying. One rule.
No
Remember
door
everything Winnie
kicking.
said.
Can I? Oh, well, and I'm thinking, didn't say no punching.
Hey, would you like to enter the cafe? The front is closed, but Marlowe, in your notes, it does say that you should approach the rear and knock on the door there.
I'll follow the inform the others.
Okay.
There's the business ends around the back, so we better head around there.
So I've heard.
Indeed.
So, as you all walk around the back, Cass, how much attention are you paying to Conan? Like his demeanor, his feelings that you feel like radiating off him.
Yeah, I'd be paying attention to Conan, just like keeping him quite close by. Is he upset?
Yeah. He's not upset. He's on guard. He's like, like the hairs on the back of his neck are kind of
Right.
Yeah,
Got hackles
it's
up.
stiff, yeah.
Okay.
And I think you would like keep him close, considering you know where you're going and who you're going to talk to. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I pat him to keep him calm and reassured, but also I definitely
Raises
pick up on the
your-
vibe.
raises your guard slightly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. When you get to the back door, it's just kind of like down a side alley. It's got a bit of an open area, like few like big garbage bins, that type of thing. The door is very obviously open, and it looks like it's been forced open.
Motion
didn't-
quietly.
I didn't kick the door.
Hey, be careful. Looks like someone might have broken in here. They could still be inside. I'll go in first if you like. Anyone else can fight here?
The lights are off, by the way, so it's like pitch black in there.
Okay.
Apparently Chrys can fight, although maybe more than just doors, I hope.
She did defeat Lonnie.
I mean, I don't. He said not to kick. I'm at what?
Well, the door's
Fine.
open. You don't need to kick it in.
We'll just go in. Has anyone got like a torch on the phone or what's going on? It's dark, okay?
Any of
gonna-
any
I'm
of you
gonna
with
take my cell
phones?
phone,
Yeah. Marlowe does have an actual, honest goodness, like clicky
Oh,
torch, like
always.
reasonably big torch.
It's a small one, like the pen one, but it's got a lot of lumen for a small
Yeah.
pen.
Oh my god, what century are you from?
It's not a very wide beam. It's a like specific beam.
This is for looking at evidence. Now, follow me.
I will follow him.
I'll step inside.
Okay.
Right.
Be right behind Chrys.
Illumine.
Very, very nice, ornate furniture in here. A few like really weird examples. Like there's even a couple of shrunken heads on a shelf. But yeah, things being knocked over. Obviously, like looks to be a bit of a kerfuffle. I wouldn't say scuffle. It's a kerfuffle. Anyone wanting to spread out and look around? Or are you kind of like leaving this up to other people at this point? I'm curious what everyone's doing.
I'm definitely trying to go over to where the kitchen/bar is.
I'm gonna grab her and keep her
Okay.
No.
together. We need to clear the freaking building, okay? Then food.
Is there any noise at all coming from in here? Like stepping
No,
inside?
it
There's
is
nothing like.
Deathly silent.
Okay. I'll shout out. Is anyone still breaking in? Hello?
No answer.
Okay. Right, I'm gonna search your place. There might be a deaf person in there
You
somewhere.
operate, Marlowe.
If you would like to search for signs of people, like auditorily or anything like that, keep in mind your disciplines. Some of them may help. That will be wits awareness. If you would like to start looking at, let's call it the evidence, that would be probably wits investigation.
Evidence is too interesting for me right now, so having shouted out, I'm convinced there's probably not anyone
Well,
here.
if there was someone here, they would have answered, right?
They would have said. So I'm gonna
it's
start
fair.
looking around, trying to paint a picture in my mind to reconstruct whatever happened here.
I might try to use wits awareness to do that, and I have auspex as well.
You do?
I
So,
will use Eyes of the Beast to look in the dark.
Oh, nice.
solid.
Okay. Is that a rouse check for you, Chrys? Or is it?
It's. Sorry, I'm just checking.
think
It
it's
just
free.
says it's free.
Yeah, okay.
So. And then I've got creepy eyes for 2 rolls.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you do notice as Chrys is like looking around, like just a very faint red glow coming from her eyes.
Ooh. Cool party trick.
And Auspex, I believe you want to use heightened senses. Is the one you have, Tess?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Senses.
Uh,
So. Oh. It does have a rouse, right?
no, it is free.
Oh, okay.
It's just if there's like, it depends. What are you wanting to enhance? Do you want to enhance your hearing, your taste, your eyes, your sight?
Maybe smell.
Smell?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just like, I want to smell like partially food, but also just like if there's blood or gunpowder or something.
Okay. Wits awareness.
Just flat.
Just it also adds your Auspex to it.
Oh,
so,
it does. Okay.
Is that how I do Eyes of the Beast as well?
Eyes of the Beast. Is that Protean?
Yep.
Okay. Tess, if you'd like to, you can re-roll up to 3 of those normal dice. Incidentally, you should move your hunger down because I believe you're on 1 currently after feeding.
Are we both on 0 now?
No, you're all on 1 aside from Marlowe, who's on 2.
Gotcha. Okay. So I rolled no successes.
You
or
rolled
2, I guess.
You rolled 1 success normal and 1 success on your hunger dice. You can
Okay.
spend a willpower to re-roll 3 dice as long as they're not hunger dice. So
Okay.
If you'd like to, you can re-roll 3 dice and just roll 3d6 and yeah.
Sure. I'll roll 3d6.
And mark off your willpower down 1.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
cool.
That is 2 more successes, equaling 4.
Yeah.
Sorry, it should be 3d10, sorry.
Oh, 3d10?
Yeah.
Oh.
So re-roll the 3d10 just in case you get crits, but I'll count those 2 6s as successes.
Okay.
Was that a yes to wits awareness?
Okay, 110, it's not a crit, but it's still good. Okay, cool.
Still a 17.
So your Eyes of the Beast just it activates and you ignore sight penalties from darkness, basically.
Yep.
It doesn't give any bonuses to wits awareness or anything like that, but you can
Okay.
see better. So let's do Tess's quickly. We are getting to the end, guys, so you know, if you need somewhere to be, we're almost done. Tess, you smell a lot of wet dog,
Oh.
little bit of gunpowder, and blood. The blood is coming from a specific direction. It's behind a couch. So,
I'm going over to it.
Chrys. Nice roll. Oh no, that's the brawl. Sorry. Yeah, so Chrys, are you looking and kind of using senses as opposed to investigating?
I'm still holding on to Tess,
Okay.
but I can see, so
Yeah.
I'm like looking around and seeing if there's
Okay.
anything.
So you'll probably follow Tess over to the blood.
Yeah.
All right.
As long as she's not heading to the kitchen, sort of
Yeah.
door-looking thing.
Marlowe, I believe you wanted wits investigation.
Yeah, I basically just want to establish like how many people broke in. Were they looking for something? Like the basic sort of like
Get a
crime scene
general
stuff.
feel for the crime scene, basically. Yeah.
Exactly. So that was wits and.
Investigation.
If I click wits, I get intelligence and all the other stuff. How do I bring up?
Do investigation, and then you can choose wits.
Do investigation and then choose wits. That's very clever.
Okay. You may re-roll 3 if you like.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, in this kind of situation, you have like a gate to get
Yeah.
a success, and then extra successes are more information. So
Okay. Yeah, I'll roll more. So is that 3d10?
yeah, 3d10. 1 extra success. Okay, 4. And Cass, do you have anything you'd like to do?
Cass kind of sighs as Marlowe's already shouted out. He's like, oh well, here goes stealth. And he shouts out into the building like, I don't want to trip any traps, because I know what happens here. So, if there's anyone left, just come out. We're here to help.
Okay.
And if there's no one, if you want me to do a roll, I can. To see how convincing that is.
Actually, yes, sure. That will be charisma persuasion.
Okay.
Do you have any specialities for that?
No. 4 successes.
Nice. Almost all of them. If you want to re-roll 1, you can, but...
I might as well.
Oh, yeah, it is almost the end of the session.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot of rolls at the start. It was interesting.
No, it's fine.
When does willpower reset?
At the end of every session. So
Oh,
you go into the new one with your... Unless you have, like, aggravated willpower damage, which I'm sure we'll get into at some point.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I get 5.
Interestingly, no one turns up, but you feel like you were extremely persuasive. So it's likely that no one's here, which is always worth
Wow.
knowing. So let's do Tess and Kris first. You find a pool of a smattering of blood against the back of the couch and on the floor. It doesn't seem like a whole load. but I mean, vampire kindred don't bleed the same as regular people. Most likely that's human. Or animal, maybe, but you don't see any sign of animals.
Would I be able to taste the difference if I, like, just kind of, like, put a pinky and...
You probably wouldn't be able to take cold blood. And it's also, like, congealed. It's not, like, fresh blood.
Oh, alright. I'm just gonna, like, poke it and be like, found some blood!
Marlowe.
Yes.
You got 3 successes. Wait, no? 4 successes. Sorry. You, from what you can tell, an undisclosed number of people kicked the door in, probably used a crowbar. There does seem to be signs of a struggle, and like judging from the blood especially, at least one person got stabbed, and they were probably human.
Okay. I'd say that out loud as I'm going through, like, as each thought comes to my head.
Yeah.
Multiple
Oh.
perps.
Sorry, 1 second. Let's do this. So, as Marlowe starts to go around, you all notice that he is in the zone. He knows what he's doing. He's clearly done this before.
Yeah, it's that time again. Could tell on the door there was some scratches. Probably a crowbar used to break it in. Can tell there were multiple people from the movement of the furniture. Looked like there was maybe a scuffle. The blood spatter inconsistent with a gunshot wound. Most likely a stab. Can tell from the bleeding it was most likely I'd say they were human. Other than that, I'd say it's nearly time for a drink.
Seems like a kidnap job.
Kidnapping, that's what I reckon. Where did they take him, though? That's the question. And who did they take? And why are you looking at me like that?
What, is he talking to us?
Yeah, he's speaking out loud to himself.
Or
Like, very audibly.
is this rhetorical?
The group were looking at me strange. They clearly thought that I was doing something important and were somewhat confused. It's okay. I was a kid once, too. I carried on looking for clues.
Okay.
Is he serious?
How did you know it was a kidnap?
You can tell from the markings they left alive. Looked like they kicked this over on the way out.
No
Yeah,
bodies.
You said.
No sign of, like, dead kindred or dead humans.
Yeah. Is there a radio in the room?
There isn't.
Can I target my premonition skill to anything, like, specific? If I do it in the place of somewhere, does it, like, would it lead to anything?
Depended what you did it on.
In meta speak, because I have no idea, would I, like, go up to the blood and be like, humana?
Yeah, I mean, if you went up to the blood, it might give you information about whoever's blood it is.
Okay.
It may not. If you go over to, like, the door where the crowbar was opened, you might get pieces of information. If you just kind of did a general, like, feel for the room, it would be very vague, but you might get impressions. It's so open.
I'd go to the blood.
Okay.
I'll go up to the blood and start asking it questions. Who are you? Why did they take you? What did they want? Why you?
Give me a... what's the thing for premonition? I think it's...
All specs. So premonition, resolve, discipline.
Give me a resolve or specs.
Resolve all specs. So I click that.
Yeah.
And I go bibbly bobbly boo.
Okay. 2 successes. You can re-roll 1 if you would like.
It's the end of the session. Why not?
Okay. You might get a
go
crit.
wrong?
That would be great. 2.
Eh.
Okay. So you get the impression of pain. Someone was stabbed, so that's probably quite obvious.
Makes sense. Probably heard a bit when they were stabbed.
You get a feeling that whoever's blood this was, they had a progression of emotions that transitioned very, very quickly. It went from, you know, very like cold professional to excitement, and then to fear and panic, and then the pain. And you 2 successes. You get a cold feeling, like very, like that pain like cut off.
I'm not sure what to make of this. Yeah, I can tell from the blood that they were... The mood shifted in the room. I'll put a little bit of tongue on... a little bit of tongue on my blood. A little bit of blood on my tongue. Just, is that going to kill me?
No.
Let's see what happens then.
You're like you'd probably have to lick the carpet. Because it is congealed, and it's probably been like this for a couple of days at least.
I'm going to assume I need something to get that info out, so sure.
Tastes like carpet.
Yeah, okay.
You don't really get any blood.
I'm not doing it for thirst. I'm doing it just to get the info.
Oh yeah. I'm saying like you don't.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm still thirsty.
You do kind of get the info from it, but it's mired in carpet and a little bit of dirt.
Fair enough.
Also, Conan walks over and like sniffs at you.
What are you looking at? Anyway, I'm talking to the dog now.
Fans of licking rugs.
Yeah, it would seem. No, I'm not going to say it. Don't say it. I know what you're thinking. There's a No, let's not go there. There was excitement in the room. That's what I can tell. It swiftly changed. Maybe they were seeing someone they knew and they were betrayed. That's a hunch. Just a hunch. And then it was cut off like they were
just licked the
knocked out.
carpet.
Some people do much worse than that, trust me.
Weren't we supposed to meet somebody important?
We were.
Yeah.
Cass, did you detail to them exactly who you're going to go meet?
I did not.
Okay.
I thought it would be a fun surprise, but this was different.
Yep.
You don't... I don't know if Winnie's gone over this. Go to a Tremez place and expect not to get surprised. You don't just break in at some sort of percussion.
And this was the Primogen's place.
This is big bad boss territory. And so if they either knew who it was or they didn't, the person who broke in here probably got their head kicked in somehow.
But wouldn't they still be here? Like, if he is kind of the head honcho, he should probably be able to, you know, at least deal with petty people breaking in.
Right. So it's probably Kindred.
There's a human here too.
The blood was human.
Interesting. Why do they have a human here? Unless it was a snack. Interesting. Maybe we should speak to Winnie. See if he knows anyone that might be good to follow up
I
on.
guess we'll see.
When did you get told to come here? When was the message sent?
I'll look at my notepad.
Yeah, it was about a week ago. It was not urgent. It was just like it had a break-in, something got stolen. Think it had something to do with them bloods, and they wanted you. He wanted you to come and investigate and try and track down his missing artifact.
Am I right in assuming that this blood's not a week old?
Couple of days.
Okay, so it's not that this is a break-in and I'm just really late to the crime scene.
No, this isn't the break-in. Although this is where the break-in was, said to have happened. So
right, someone has broken in twice. That is weird. Okay.
Bad security planning, also.
Sure.
Did they just not get what they wanted the first time?
Interesting.
Is there a lead to follow? Is there tire tracks? I guess Tess covered those up, but
yeah.
Okay,
Outside
first
building.
of all, I'm gonna step outside and just take a look around the outside of the building.
For the sake of time, I will go off your previous roles. I can tell you that there are enough people up and down this area where you can't really follow a few day-old tracks. Like, there's signs of people, and you can see, like, different, indicators. But no, nothing you can really follow and be like, aha, this way.
Yeah, there's nothing concrete here, guys.
Are there any like homeless in the area, or is this like back alleys type of place? Or?
Yeah, and there aren't that many homeless people in the city. Every now and then there's a guy, camping outside a cash point or a supermarket, or somewhere where people are likely to drop down some money. But quite often, they camp outside the city and only come in for, panhandling, basically.
Okay.
Can I have a look around and see if there's anything that sort of looks especially messed up? Like, are there any cabinets or drawers that are emptied out? Notepads?
Aside from
No,
a couple of
nothing.
pieces of knocked over furniture, it actually looks pretty clean. Which is surprising, to be honest.
I'll call Winnie. I assume he's got a phone.
Yes, and you would have his number.
Yeah. I'd drop him a call and fill him in on the, hey, Winnie.
And there's like a kind of sound of like scuffling. Like it rings probably like 4 or 5 times, and then it like picks up, and you can hear like kind of, like fumbling and scuffling, like if you had a phone thing against your.
Yeah.
And you can hear kind of a muffled like, damn thing, how does this work? And
Hold
then
it closer to the mouth.
And then finally, hello?
Winnie, it's me, Mac.
Mac, it's me, Winnie.
Good. We're hearing each other.
Yes.
Good. We have a problem. There's been a break-in here. Well, another one.
Where are you?
I'm at the place.
What place?
The place.
But you didn't tell me where you were going, so I cannot know where you are.
Okay. I tell him the place where we're at.
The tiny nip?
The tiny nip, that's the one. It escaped me for a second there. I was in nip denial. I'm at the place. The nip. There's been another break-in.
I know. I heard about that. It was like a week ago.
No, this one was 2 days ago. There's been another break-in. There's 2.
Well,
and there was a dude and he's dead. I'll fill him in on all the details to save your time. Very awkwardly though.
Do you say that there's no one there, or?
Yeah, I'd explain that there's a break-in, bunch of people, crowbar, went in, grabbed whoever there was. There was a human there. Humans disappeared. And, place seems abandoned now.
That is very, very worrying.
Yes.
Is Cass with you?
I'll put on my loudspeaker. Tess, it's Winnie.
Cass.
Wait, who do you want? Cass or Tess?
Cass.
Or
See.
just straight up ass?
Cass, are you there? Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi,
Cass.
Winnie.
Hello.
Hello, Pooh Bear.
Cass, are you there?
Yes.
Oh my god,
I
he's
am.
there.
Okay, there's no need to shout. Calm down, Tess. Cass.
I hand over the bento. Shh.
like Tess stomps over and sits down at the table and just starts eating. You did get there were some chopsticks along with the bento, so
Amazing.
Cass,
Yep.
am I right in assuming that Hans Bastian is not there?
Not that I saw. I had a look around. Asked about. There was no one there. There was a body. Don't recognize it.
This is worrying. I was tasked by the sheriff to investigate a new kindred who was said to be Tremere.
Right.
I have just got back from there. He was not there, and his sire was not there. There was a break-in.
Fucking blood mages. What the shit are they into now?
I do not know.
You know, every time I met one while I was out on the road, they were like, "Oh, you have to listen to me or the world will end." And then they just get themselves fucking burned on the stake, or they stupid dickheads. Okay.
I did see one of them sawn in half.
Yeah, that wasn't a magic trick though, was it?
Yes. They got
Oh, it
put back
was?
together and they were fine.
I saw one actually sawn in half. Didn't
Oh.
last long after that.
I've
Well-
sawn someone in half once.
I would suggest you leave there as soon as possible.
Right. Where to? Straight to yours?
Come back to me. We must see the sheriff. I will put out a call.
Yay.
And then you hear, tricks, and this little, like, yippy bark, like, Tricks, go get me sheriff. Wow, this is a terrible, terrible thing. I am most worried. I hope they come back to me soon. He hasn't turned off the phone. So he's just talking through the phone while you guys are listening.
Yeah, well, we'll be there soon.
Oh, Cass, you are still here.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
I get
we're
in
by the
Tess's
nip.
car.
Okay, so I assume you'd like to head back.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. We've already gone like 40 minutes over. So I think with both of you heading back, probably Tess racing Lonnie, we'll close it there for this episode.
Ooh.
Fuck Lonnie. That's all I gotta say.
Oh dear. I'm sorry I broke Winnie's car.
You're gonna be in trouble.
Oh dear.
It's okay.
It'll be
I'll get
fine.
a new one for him. I'll steal a new one and I'll detail it and everything. And I
Oh.
won't be embarrassed by it.
I've
And I
got to
will
say,
burn
guys,
that license plate.
thank you so much. Like, this was a great first episode. I wasn't expecting everyone to come together quite so quickly, but it was like, once you three were there, it's like, why not bring in Marlowe? Like, he would very easily wander, you know, wherever. And I was like, it'd be a good chance for you to get to know each other.
It was good.
Absolutely.
It was really
it
good.
was
It's been
beautifully
fun.
awkward in all the right places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how different our characters are, except in name, because they all kind of sound very similar.
Kris,
Cass,
Tess.
or
Kris,
Cass
Tess.
and Tess and Kris, and then Mac. That's good. They're all like
Oh,
one syllable.
dear.
Well, you know what? I'd like to know your thoughts. If everyone has time to just give a quick little, like, you know, what you thought of the episode, what you think's going on, anything like that. Let's start with Mac, the investigator.
What do I think?
Hmm.
Are you asking for session feedback, or are you asking for like plot development theories?
Both or either.
Okay.
I'm interested to know what you guys thought.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable. It's fun to be an awkward character around awkwardness. And,
Love Mac. It's great.
Yeah, so
good.
hopefully that will become less awkward with time, but maybe more. Who knows? I will try not to get people into too much trouble with him, but I'm sure that may well happen. He will hopefully also prove himself more useful than perhaps he first appears, as he has various skills.
He does.
Specialities. Yeah, it was good fun. Good fun. Nice having a chat. Nice having everyone have a little scene to, have a little spiel of themselves and such. It was nice. Pleasant. Very pleasant. Looking forward to seeing what's happening with this plot.
Oh, can't
going
wait to get
on?
further deeper in.
Yeah, exactly.
Further deeper.
Get
Further
stuck
deeper.
in, get into trouble. Get into trouble together. Good bonding exercise.
It's gonna be
First
fun.
fight scene hopefully soon. Might get to stab someone.
We can only hope.
Yeah, we'll see.
Tash.
I feel like I was a bit awkward there, but that's fine. We'll find out more about Kris, who keeps changing how she's been planned to be. She's a completely different character when we first started out, and she just keeps. She doesn't want to hang out with people, but she doesn't want them to die because Winnie will be mad at her.
Yeah,
We'll get there.
I like the dynamic that everyone has with Winnie. I also didn't intend him to be quite so fatherly and, but it just kind of worked out that way and it fit perfectly. So I was like, yeah, that's, but I did love Kris getting to, the booth with the guy, and both Kris and Tash both being kind of like,
What do I do here?
This isn't my comfort zone. That was great.
I need him. Yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. It's good. Just wish I hadn't had such a mad week.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll see how we go.
Josh.
May have done stupid piss them off, and now they're paying for it.
Oh, you're very flimsy.
Yeah, you're just cutting very
Oh.
slowly.
Well, this is a good way to start off my week. Yeah, no, it's good. I didn't expect to be as not creepy as I was. I was expecting to add in more creep.
Yeah.
But we'll see that later, I guess.
Mm.
And Tremere have done something stupid and pissed someone off. And now they're so.
And also,
will.
you were heading back to meet your sire for the first time in like 9 years, so kind of a bit of a backslide into previous how he was when he was younger. It made sense. I really liked, having that reunion and it being like, it's been 9 years, but it was just
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed, just slip back into, sire and child.
Yeah, he tells me what to do and I do it.
Yeah.
That was cool. I like Winnie.
Incidentally, I think everyone would know this, and I didn't feel the need to bring it up, but Winnie is probably about 150, 170 years old, so he's quite an old Kindred. I don't think it'd change how much you complain and you're like, oh god, dad, but yeah. Just so you guys know, and the chat knows as well. Andy.
I love this. I love this kind of.
You got to
Thank you.
unleash Tess into the world.
I never get to play characters who are very girly, I guess. And I've been kind of leaning more into it lately with, well, especially with Tess, I get to kind of really, get into it and go a little bit preppy. And it is super fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really enjoying the fact that, like, I can play off of, like, Chrys, who is basically my polar opposite.
Yeah.
And I can just be like, yeah, the extroverted friend to the introverted friend who wants nothing to do with her, but she's just like a kind of loud chihuahua. But yeah, no, she's a really interesting kind of fun character for me to play. And in a world where it's modern, it's really interesting, and still, you get to pull the serious out of everybody with a more serious kind of setting. So
and also incidentally, we played both of what I call Tess's theme songs during that game.
We played the other one?
When you came down in your fancy dress, and that was playing for a while.
Yeah.
And the club music that I played for you guys was Tess's more outgoing, like
my bumping theme song.
It was a nice bop.
So, for myself, I would say I really enjoyed that. It's so nice to play a system that isn't orcs punching each other.
Or
no.
bucket legs.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to doing VTM, and I did really enjoy that. I'm surprised so little secrets came out. You guys kept a lot of stuff close to your chests. So that's gonna
don't know each other. Characters don't know.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
It will come out.
Yeah,
the truth come out.
I'm working on Chrys.
You'll all find out things. I think the most interesting thing is I'm wondering what you guys are gonna do as a group, and specifically Tess and Mac are gonna do with the rags, like red.
Yeah, I can tell you when Tess recognized Mac, she was not happy. She's not impressed with his skills at all. And, like, kind of blames him for a lot of shit that really he has no reason being blamed for, but she's just...
A harsh world.
It's a difficult case. There's really nothing to go on. But you did feel a little bit... Well, Tess felt a little bit compelled to try and fix it or make it better. Maybe
Mac
you will.
still does too, so there's work to be done.
But yeah, so going forward, interestingly, I did tell the cast this, and they do know, but there's going to be a shift in things. Things are going to happen. Originally, my plan was it would happen at, like, either the end of the first episode or halfway through, and I was like, we'll see how it goes. And yeah, I was just enjoying you guys just getting into your characters and interacting. I was like, it didn't get there in the story, and I was perfectly happy to just cruise slowly and just enjoy the roleplay, which is why there weren't many roles either. I was just like, yeah.
It's good.
Which is the kind of game I wanted to run, so yeah, very happy. Very, very happy. Aside from that, all that is to be said is, if you are on YouTube, links are in description to all of these people's channels. Go check them out, go watch them, give them a follow, all that lovely stuff. Thank you, all four of you, for a really, really great session. And we will be back next week, where they will be heading back to Winnie's place. And we will figure out what the hell is going on.